Told you, you heard her right. What's going on? We're on Behind the Boards, episode number 30. And I had to take, because we're on 30, I had to take it back to the essence of the beginning of the culture. You know what I mean? You know, the dancing, of course, but the DJ, the beginning of the hip hop culture, the DJ. And I got DJs, like I'm saying DJs, I'm not saying like disc jockeys, like DJs, you know what I mean? Turntablists. Me and Q-Bert was making words for it earlier. It's all kinds of scratchers, battlers, you know what I mean? What help me with words? Like, oh, and I got turntablists in the building, you know what I mean? And I got, of course, I got Q-Bert and Tap Money in the building, and these brothers go back, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? And let me, reason why I started, we weren't going to start to a few minutes later because Q-Bert asked Tap Money a question, which I'm going to let him ask him again. And I wanted it to be on camera, you know, and be recorded. Go ahead, Q. What did you say?
I was saying, man, because when I first heard Steady P and there was a scratcher on the record, and I was like, God damn, this motherfucker is dope. And then I found out it was Tap Money. I was like, man, I gotta fucking find this guy. This guy's like, man, you're like a legend, like a, how you call it, a mysterious legend and shit. But it's like, man, what happened? What's the story with Steady B? Go.
You talking about as far as where he is now? What are you talking about? That's to answer your question.
Is he okay now? Is he okay, or what's going on?
He's good. He was about I mean, obviously, you know, he's incarcerated. So you know, they was doing some wild stuff. You know, back when I left in '89, I found out that they was, you know, the streets were talking. They was like, yo, you know what them guys are up to? And I'm like, no. Because, you know, at that time I had moved on, stepped to New York, me and Quan was together, blah, blah, blah. So, and it had nothing to do with them, really. It had everything to do with business, you know what I mean? The management, whatnot, which is why I stepped away. And he was basically kind of shrouded in all of that because the management was his uncle. In any event, I guess they learned how to, you know, get money doing some other things, you know what I mean? Robbing some things. And I heard about it. The streets were talking about it. And that's how they got where they are. Obviously, I heard that they did quite a few of them, not just one. In any event,
oh my God.
Yeah, the street was all over. The streets was talking about that crazy. They were buying all kind of cars, and spending all kinds of money, and it was a lot. I was like, you know what? I don't want nothing to do with that because the man is not going for it. You know, you taking his money. He just waiting for you to, you know. I mean, you live in Cali. You already know they do that all day long out there. So, but he ain't playing them games. He's trying to lock you up forever. So I heard about it. I was like, wow, if I hear about it on the street like that, then a lot of people know about it and they know about it. And it's going to go down quick and fast. So in any event, he was locked up about 5 hours from here. But now he's about an hour from here. So I've been up there to go see him. I went to go see him about three times. But he's about an hour from here. And I'm actually going to go check him out again soon because he's real close, as well as Cool C. I just put a word into his cousin yesterday, so Cool will be giving me a call, I'm sure, pretty soon.
What's up? So they canceled that death row on him, right? He can't. They changed the rules.
Well, the governor in Pennsylvania, he's like an organic kind of, you know, cool guy. You know what I mean? He's not like a tough guy, not like a Texas dude or nothing like that. He ain't on that vibe. He's on some real. You know, he talks real soft and cool, and things have to be organic and all that kind of stuff. So he got rid of the death penalty in Pennsylvania. So that's to Cool's credit. He looked out on that for Cool because he had a couple of stays with the first governor, but this new guy we got here, this dude is like, he's on some Peter stuff. You know what I mean? He ain't going for the bull crap. He like, nah, nobody's dying on my watch.
Yeah.
So
that means the next governor can change that in the future. Or?
He could change it, but the dude that's in there now, he's on some real chill shit. You know what I mean? He ain't trying to like kill nobody on his watch. Like, oh, he's getting executed. You know, so Mumia, all the people, nope. They got rid of it. They got rid of it in Pennsylvania for right now. When he got in about 3 years ago now, he got rid of it. So,
I didn't mean to cut you, but I want to ask you a question. I might have asked you this question before, but and you know, people probably didn't see the other one that saw this one. I was going to see this one. Who invented the transform? I know that came from Philadelphia. Am I correct or incorrect?
You're right. So the story goes like this. This cat named Spinbad. He comes from a different part of town. Long story short, Q-Bert's gonna love this. I'm from West Philly. So West Philly DJs mix differently than North Philly, Germantown DJs. They're on the north side. So people like myself, Jazzy Jeff, we mix differently. We have a different style when we were coming up. You know, it was a little bit different. When they came out, they were a little bit different. So when you heard like different songs, like for instance, Dance to the Drummer's Beat, they would cut it a little bit differently. Their scratches were a little bit different. It's Time was another one. When that record came out,
It's time. Yeah.
yeah, it was they were messing around with it a little bit differently than we were. We had a little different style. I mean, we obviously we had Cash on this side, and you know that influence is close by. He lives 4 blocks from me. I mean, literally, all my life we've lived like within blocks of each other, stone throw away from each other. So that influence is always around. You know what I mean? The sound is there. You know, it's always going on. But you go to North Side, and they were cutting like It's Time. And he brought the record back like that, and it was a video of it. It was actually a battle. He was battling this cat, and there's a video of it. I know somebody that has the video. I've seen it, and Cash saw it. He was like, "Yo, that shit's dope. I'm gonna flip that shit." So he flipped it. You know, the Transformers used to come on. Fox used to come on out here, channel 29, and you know, they rocked out with that shit. He was like, "Damn." He's like, "That shit's kind of dope, but I'm gonna," because we were all cutting. It's time. Time. You know, all that stuff. But again, North Side, they was a little slower and doing a little differently. And this cat Spinbad, he DJ'd for BBD. So Cash heard it. He saw the video. He was like, "Watch this. Watch when I display this." And he displayed it on Valentine's Day, 1985. I got the tape of it. So yeah, he actually gave me a CD of it. So it was at Central High School here in North Philly, and Jeff was there with his former MC, and Cash was there with his former MC, and he displayed it at this particular party, and people lost their fucking minds. And I mean, he was he was going crazy with it. You know, he wasn't just it wasn't no dead notes. It was no shit like that. It was some real like physical animation type shit he was doing on it. You know what I mean? I told you Q-Bert don't know this story. So the shit was dope, and he was doing it on Dance to the Drummer's Beat, which is basically yeah, basically all that you hear everybody doing today. You know, I'll just say, you know, basically it all was derived from that session. The Dance to the Drummer's Beat cut up that you hear on these records and this, that, and that, it all came from that one session.
Now, yeah. I got one question for you real quick. What drum machine were you guys using? Steady B and Kwame, what drum machines were popular back then that you guys were sampling with?
So in the beginning, we used a 909 in the studio. So and that, you know what they sound like school ED records. You know what I mean? They're hard ass kick drum and snare and whatnot. And we demoed everything with that. And then we went to the studio and we used a sampler there. We went to New Orleans on Christmas Day, 1987. There was a ton of groups out there. Dope ass story though. Just Ice, Eric B. Rakim, Heavy D and the Boys, Ice-T, Ultramagnetic, Steady B, Salt and Pepper, Jazzy Jeff, Fresh Prince, and Just Ice, and Mantronics. Very important. Mantronics. So it was a big ass show. Christmas Day, 90 degrees. I had on shorts. I'm hanging out with Ice-T in a limo. We on the illegal cell phones talking. This is 87. Anyway, Ice is my man. I've known Ice since forever. Anyway, and so we basically out there, you know how you get on a show, and back then basically DJs was like, I'm testing first, you know, I'm getting on, I'm gonna cut up, you know, get on there and, you know, do my thing, whatever. So I'm sitting up there, we got like a table up there, it's DI boxes, no turntables. So we're all standing there, Salt and Pepper's up there, they're practicing their dance rehearsals, and Ice is up there, he's acting like Ultramagnetic, he's like, you know, rhyming like them, fucking around, blah, blah, blah. We up there making jokes, laughing, giggling. And Curtis walks up. So he just steps up. He had this little briefcase in his hand, this little anvil thing, and I'm just like, what is this dude doing? He goes on the turntables, the setup where there's no turntables. He puts his drum machine up there, opens up the case. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Looking. He pops these 2 discs in there, loads both of them, hits the play button, and walked away. And everybody was like, get the fuck out of here. It was the first time I'd ever heard Mardi Gras looped up. That was the first time. And he was
or Studio 440?
Studio 440. So I'm me, Eddie F, Jeff was right nearby. We were all like, boop, 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 boop. We were like honed in on that shit. I was like, yo. I was like, scared. We're buying one of them. It was $4,500. And we got home and $4,500.
Wow.
$4,800 actually. And it still holds the price, like $5,500, and I still got mine to this day.
Damn. How many seconds I got on that shit?
How
many seconds sampling does it have on that shit?
It's 32 seconds.
32?
Really?
Oh shit.
32 seconds. Yeah, okay. 32 seconds. Yeah.
So you did a lot of steady beat production on that?
So what happened is he and I were a production duo. So a lot of people don't know that. Or production crew. I just got robbed of all my credit. It was like all cuts done by Attack, cut the shit up money. I'm like, dude, I'm worth more than that. I mean, I DJ, but I got more in my motherfucking bag. You know what I mean? I'm making records, but I'm not getting the credit. And being a youngster, you know, I was 17 years old. So you don't know your worth. You don't know what you're doing actually. So with a dude, our manager, his uncle, being like your father, he's been in the industry. He's had all these different Gene Carn and Major Harris and Eddie D and all these different people that he's already manipulated and did his thing with. You know, music industry is, you know, it's fuckery. You know what I mean? So, but it's a facade. You know what I mean? Smoke and mirrors. It's like, yeah, you can get all these things right here, but where's the money? Shoo, gone. You know what I mean? Where's the royalties? Shit, I got this fame. I got this show money. But the royalties is another hard thing to come by. But that's basically, you know, what was really going on. And I would do production on second album, third album, fourth album. We did all, you know, Steady and I did most of this stuff, as well as 3 Times Dope stuff.
Did Jive Records like look for people in Pennsylvania or Philadelphia, because they had Jeff and them too, and they had Schoolie D? I was always wondered that.
So we right next door to New York. We're 100 miles from New York. So we would be in New York every weekend. So we would ride up on a Saturday or whatever, just roll up, listen to the radio, especially listen for our records. You know, when we had stuff out, you know, they Red Alert, Chill Out, Magic, all those guys, we would listen in to see if our stuff was playing on the radio. And, you know, it would be playing, you know what I mean? I found out that Magic was playing his opening song was Rockin' Music, one of my records. I was just like, I was blown away. I was blown away to hear that, to know that he was playing that. I was like, because I live in Philly, you know what I mean? I live in the suburbs of Philadelphia. I don't live in the city anymore. We moved out. The city is like, you can't. They on some wild shit out in the city. I live in the burbs, so I've been living in the burbs for a minute.
Is rocking music for Studio 440?
All day. All day. All those records, every one of them albums you hear, 440. Even Chuck Nice had a 440. Chuck Nice. Killing that shit.
I gotta mute this shit.
No, but that's seriously dope. Like, I saw this video and I posted it on the Producers Corner Instagram. You did a long time ago. You were on Rap City, and I believe it might have been Cannabis, and you were DJing, and I got you. You was killing that shit. I was like, all right.
Yeah, a little something there, yeah. And then Tigger was so impressed with me that he kept tap money. He just kept saying my name. Cannabis was like, damn, I'm here for my hold up. Let me climb up here and rhyme with this next to this guy because he keeps saying his name. Like that's how that happened actually. Because Cannabis was like, wait a minute, he's stealing my shine here.
So Ty, we have other DJs that won competitions in here that are Turntables also and shit, which I let DJ FMD. You want to let them know where you're from and your accomplishments to go through?
Yeah, I'm from Denmark, Aarhus, Denmark. Yeah, and I've been DJing since '89. Got into hip hop through graffiti, and I've been DJing since. So did a lot of battles in the '90s and start through yeah. 90s, yeah, and mostly the 90s, and then I had a long break where just producing but still rehearsing. And then a couple of years ago, I entered the DMCs again, and last year I became Danish champion. So that's the short story.
Congrats.
Thanks.
That's what's up.
So yeah, so I can't stop doing this, and just always been practicing and juggling and making mixes. So yeah, that's the short version of it.
Dope.
Geometrix.
What up?
What's up, man?
Not much, man. Really honored to be in this panel right here, man. Got some legends here.
You got a podcast you was talking about too, right?
Yeah. So if nobody knows who I am, my name is DJ Geometrix. I'm straight out of the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. And I started off, I cut my teeth through battle DJing. I started DJing back in '93. Part of the Troopers crew. We have DJ Inferno, who used to be Madonna's tour DJ. He was a DMC World runner-up. We have DJ ID, world supremacy champion, an online champion as well. And then from there, it's just basically, it just got into, I wasn't as accomplished as them, but like the highest I made it through was like DMC USA supremacy. I was like a finalist in that whole group back two straight years, like early 2000s. But after that, I just went into the club scene, did pretty well there. And then around 2010, me and my business partner, stylist Chris, who is the current Washington Nationals official DJ, we started a DJ school for a nationwide franchise music school called Beat Refinery. So that is a DJ school program that we created for them, and we are in, Bach to Rock is the music school, and their franchise. There's about 50 locations nationwide, and we're in the DJ school program. The Beat Refinery DJ school is in 25 of those locations nationwide. So we're just teaching and creating the next generation of DJs. We've been doing it for the past 11 years now, and we produced about over 5,000 DJs through that program. So just teaching teaching the old school with the new technology, making sure we teach them right, just making sure they learn all the history, they learn all the old the turntables. They also are able to translate over to the new technology with the controllers and DJ software. So we're proud that we've created that many DJs. throughout the year. So that's a little bit about
Beautiful.
myself. And the podcast, Beat Refinery, we do host the 9 at 9 DJ podcast. We've had, like I said before, we have had Vekked on there before. Wouldn't mind having you guys on there. Usually the 9 at 9 is a round table panel of 9 DJs. We do it like once a month, and we've had some really great guests on there. So after this, I'm gonna have to ask one of y'all guys to get on my show too. I appreciate you, Stress, for inviting me to this panel. This is dope.
Man, I try to bring people together, period. You know what I mean? And me and Tap been knowing each other for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like since I was on the radio show, and then as soon as I met Q-Bert, he's been cool as fuck. Like I knew him forever and shit. Like he was like, yeah, I got you. Whenever I can, I'll do this shit. You know what I mean? Some people, you know what I mean? And I love humble people, period. You know what I mean? I appreciate them brothers too. I mean, I appreciate y'all for all coming in here too at the same time, because the culture is everything. When we're only there's only we're the minorities and shit in this music is the culture. The culture people. You know what I mean? Like, we go to a show and there just be everybody be there, be doing something. It ain't like just a fan no more. Everybody's in there. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Like, and everybody I want to learn. I mean, now I'm gonna say this right, my brother. I don't know how you say Chmielix. Tell me if I'm saying it right or wrong. Tell me how to say it. Let them hear it again. You told me.
Yeah, it's close enough, man. It's Chmielix.
Whoa.
Chmielix.
Man,
Chmielix. That's a good name.
let them know where you're from.
I'm from Poland, totally Poland, actually.
Okay.
Yes, so I started a bit later than most of you guys, because around 2004 or 5, something like that. Yeah, because I used to play drums before for like 7 or 8 years, and then I saw the video of Mixmaster Mike and Beastie Boys, 3 MCs and 1 DJ, and I was like, what the fuck? How is he doing drums, on the turntable? And I was like, and I was hooked straight away. And then sometime later, like we skipped school with some friends, and we went to one guy, and his brother had a setup. So we started to try doing some things, and I tried to do some drumming right away. But you know how it is when you first time touch the turntables, you just can't do anything almost. And then after some time, when I finished high school, I had to move to the UK to earn for my first turntables. So I quit the university, which I started like year before, and I went to the UK to buy the turntables. I came back after a year with my own setup, and that's how it basically started. I got to know all the whole scene in Poland, like DJ Eprom, Falcon One, and everyone. So yeah, and since then I've been battling almost all the time. I won 2019 portable championship with DMC, and 2015 show category IDA, plus some smaller battles. Yeah, and I'm a big fan of most of you guys, so I'm really happy and humbled that I can be here.
No, salute, salute, man, salute.
Dope.
Salute. And then I got my brother Kevin Adam, DJ Kevin Adam. What up, man?
Check, yo, what's up, man? How's it going?
What's going on with you?
I'm sorry?
I said, what's going on? With them, no, you got the ill turntables and the rain mixer in front of you. You know that you're not gonna buy that shit if you're not nice. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Yeah,
Where are you from? Where are you from?
I'm from Indonesia, and so good morning from Indonesia.
Oh wow.
Morning.
Morning, bro.
Good
morning.
Yeah.
Morning.
And I probably the latest, no, not the latest. Like I start DJing from 2017, unlike you guys from 2004, 19 something. And I am pretty new. So I'm still learning here. And what is it? I placed in Rebel Freestyle Indonesia country championship, and I got second there. And I built some other championship too, and especially the Vekked, what is it? The speed run competition. Oh god, I forgot the flip or flop convert the flip or flop competition. Yes,
Yeah.
that's the recently championship DJ Bell that I'm entering. That was the hardest one, the Vekked one. And yeah,
It's
I'm still
my
learning.
Twitch battle. He got second 2 seasons in
Yeah.
a row.
Yeah,
Season
right
in
on.
a row.
That's dope.
Battling against the mighty DJ Delightful. He's awesome. And shout out to Vag for making the masterclass and the the battle too. So yeah, I learned a lot of stuff like from him. And yeah, I'm still learning this and learning that. Every day is learning for me. And as well as
You're
grinding
the
too. I
future,
like
man.
grinding.
You're the future. That's what we need, the future. You know what I mean? Keep this culture
Yeah.
alive, man. You know what I mean? Like, we need people like you to keep it alive. So 20 years from now, there'll be someone like doing the same thing, and they'll like, you know what I mean? Because we can't let this fade away, period. You know what I mean? Salute to you, man. That's for real. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? You'd be that quick in and already winning. Like, I wasn't, you know what I mean? That's respect, man, for real, respect. And now we got Illstylus. What up, man? I don't know if I can't hear you. I don't know. We can't
No
hear
sound.
you.
Can you hear that?
You gotta turn your mic up a little bit.
All right, how's that? How's that?
There you go. There you go.
Okay. Yo, just esteemed and humbled to be here, man.
I don't know. It's like what do you say? It's like it's feeding back. Like when you get not feeding back, but
Sounds
it's like
crunchy.
distorting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it sounds pretty crunchy.
Like
Like
it's clipping.
probably Charlie Brownish, right?
Yo, I know it's junk, huh?
There you go. There you go. There you go.
No, there we go. Yes.
All right. Yo, I'm just super grateful to be here, guys. Like, thanks. I don't even know how you found me, really. I'm just like a Canadian who battles, and I've been cutting since the 90s. Just yeah, man, repping the Scratcher crew out of Vancouver. Now we're worldwide, and yeah, man, just stoked.
Nah, that's what's up, man. You guys, you got Q-Bert like Tab Money. This is because of them why people are doing what they do. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Like, definitely, man.
That's how I got started battle, man, because of Q, man. Seeing some of the old DMC videos in that Rap Pages magazine where featured all the turntablists battle
I
DJs,
think that-
man.
I think that Q probably got the most DMC wins, don't you?
Vekked got more.
I don't even know. I never shit. Don't ask that question.
Prolifix, what's up, man?
What's up, y'all? Yo, first of all, thank you, Stress, for the invite. True honor to be here, of course. There's many legends here, and a lot of people that I personally admire. So, thank you for having me. A little bit about myself. From Los Angeles, California, born and raised. Let's see here. Started DJing back in '92. Learned a lot from my older brothers. My oldest brother, a lot of his friends were DJs, and as soon as I got exposed, I got hooked. But I wasn't into just scratching right away. I got into scratching more, I would say, once I discovered ISP, beat junkies, of course. Once I saw their style, got super hooked and started really studying the art form of scratching and just turntablism in general. And so did it for a really long time. Never really competed. Well, I should correct myself. My first competition was actually in high school. So I actually still have my plaque. My only plaque I've ever got from school was a DJ battle plaque in high school. So aside from that, my actual first win was my first DJ DMC competition, which was 2014 USA Scratch competition. Originally, they were supposed to host a team battle, so I was actually preparing to compete in that category. And as soon as it was eliminated, when they introduced Scratch, I figured, okay, well, we'll go ahead and rep LA out in the Bay Area, and got my first win. And it was an experience that forever changed everything for me. It opened up a whole bunch of opportunities. So from there, I've always been in the background in the DJ industry, so I do a lot of consulting with companies. So I have a lot of fun doing that. But then continued competing, and I won my third US DMC Scratch competition in 2020. So that's my most recent win there. But yeah, but again, thank you so much for having me. This is a blast. It's a true honor, definitely, to be here for sure.
All right. I'll get my brother Malphador. Malphador is my brother in Connecticut. He's froze. I don't know he's there. He's a scratcher, man. He's a scratcher. I let him come in because he's part of our producer's corner. What up, Mike? Say what up, man.
Yeah, I didn't know I was gonna have to talk on this thing.
No. You can say what up. You can say what up to the brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo. Oh.
What's going on, everyone? Very, very honored to be here amongst all y'all. Big fan of a lot of yours. So,
Connecticut.
You want me to? Yeah.
I didn't want to put you on the spot. I just don't want to skip you. It looks like they'll be like, why are you skipping him for? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, love is love, man. For real. I asked him to come in because he's a DJ like me. He just loves the art of DJing. You know what I mean? And but he's like me. He ain't been in no. I mean, I don't know. I ain't been in no competition.
I haven't.
Like that.
No, I haven't been in any battles or anything like that. No.
You know what I mean? When you guys, I know you guys who do the routines. That shit fucking takes a long time. It ain't like you can just I'm gonna do this quick. You know what I mean? Like you already know a DJ, when you do a routine, you want to do something no one else ever did before. You know what I mean? So it's like, they come up with the whole thing, taking it to my brother Jake. What up, Jake, man?
Oh yeah, how's it going?
What's up, man? So what's up with you, man?
Well, I go by Vekked, I guess. I battled a bunch. I won 7 world titles, 2 IDA, 5 DMC. Yeah, I don't know. I started in let's see, like 2004, I think was when I started. I was producing like before, like when I was producing since I was like 12 or something like that. With like I had like the SP 505 and SP 202, I think, like the Roland samplers and that. Got into DJing through like at the start, like it was like Kid Koala and Beat Junkies, and then the thing that like made me get turntables, because I didn't actually know what turntables were when I started, but then I saw Q-Bert and Mixmaster Mike's showcase from like 95, and then I had to ask like my dad what they were doing or like what they're touching, and then that's what started me down this whole rabbit hole. And then a bit later, I didn't actually know what battling was like when I started. I didn't know that showcase was at a battle, but then I bought, like, just on a whim, I bought the DMC Supremacy DVD where like Tiger Styles won, and I saw him flip like a Radiohead song, and I was listening to a lot of Radiohead at that time, and then that like changed my whole, like, I was like, I didn't know you could just like take like some random song and flip it into like a hip-hop track, you know. So
Salute, man, salute.
Also, I gotta just mention, Geo didn't say anything about his message board. He had like a legendary DJ message board. That's like something that helped me. It actually helped me a lot when I was coming up.
The
and
Turntables network.
yeah. I used to post stuff on there, and people would like tell me it's terrible, and it made me realize I needed to practice more.
No, it's dope, man. I mean, That's one thing about you can't get rusty because you can get rusty quick on the turntables. You know what I mean? You can jump on it, ain't unless you're really nice. You know what I mean? It looked like that Q-Bert exercises every day and shit. Fucking, he's like knots with the beats and shit. Fucking like every fucking day. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, Tat. You on it every day too, or you just get on when you get on?
Nah, just when I can. You know what I mean? So I mean, to be a professional at something is like put your 10,000 hours in, and like you said, it's like riding a bike. Just depending on how you want to elevate. You know what I mean? If you want to, like my man Jake just said, you know, you want to practice more, you want to work on whatever, if it's flares or whatever, you know what I mean? Juggling or whatever the case. You just put more time in, you know? At this level, sky's the limit. You know, basically.
Yeah. What up, man? Arkidelik, you let him know who you is. You know what I mean? He does like me and Mike, and he be scratching, man. He actually taught me some scratches. I'm like, how the fuck do you do that shit? Remember that? You remember, right? That woman.
Actually, I don't remember.
I don't want to say where that idea the scratch came from, because they were like, yo, you biting stress. So I'm not gonna like, yo. You know what I mean? But no, but I was like, how the fuck you do that? I remember when some dudes from Boston came out here in like 86 or 87, and they were doing the DJ was doing the transformer shit, but he was like hiding in the room so we couldn't see him. I'm like, how's he doing that shit? Like, yo, this is before I heard Jeff. You know what I mean? Because you said it was way before they were doing it already. I thought Jeff invented that shit. That's what I thought for the longest time. But my boy's like, and then we get back to my house, and my boy that was DJing with, he starts doing that shit. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, yo? And I had that old realistic mixer, the one that had had the fader on the bottom, but it had the little.
I know which one you talk about.
Yep. And he was clicking that shit, going like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, what are you doing? And he's like, my fucking fingers. And I'm like, yo, he goes, all I'm doing is cutting the sound and moving back and forth. I'm like, for real? That's all you gotta do? And I was like, man, I used to take the Jazzy Jeff record later on. You know that when he got the side, I don't know if it's flip side of Touch of Jazz, where the Magnificent, and he's doing that, he does all the scratches and he leaves the sound of fresh and all that shit. I just remember I fucked my record up doing it so many times and shit. Like, yo. But yeah.
Yeah, that was like a big thing. when that came out, it was a big deal. It was actually on record. Bring the Beat Back. KD did it on Bring the Beat Back, but it became really, really popular in the streets of Philly first. And it just went around, and then Jeff put it on a record, and he really, took it to another level with that.
The Madison Square Garden and all that shit, right? Like, boom, yeah.
Showcasing it, yeah. Union Square.
Union Square, yeah.
Union Square, that's right.
Did live in Union Square.
Yeah. They even recorded. They even put that on the record, right? Yeah, remember? Yeah. Live
they put it on the album.
That's what
the Magnificent. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that propelled it. That made it like, pow! It took it to the forefront.
Hell yeah. DJ, all good? You good? You there? You can't hear your mic.
Hey, can you hear me now? Yeah.
Yeah. What's up?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm a Canadian DMC national champ, and now my main thing is I'm like the curator, and I run this thing called the Turntable, which is like DJ Q-Bert's Octagon, but on wheels. It's like housed inside a U-Haul truck. So I go around to music festivals and I teach. I do professional development for DJs, and I host scratch jams. And so I know Jake's been around a couple times.
Heck yeah! And, can't wait to do it again.
Yeah, fuck yeah, bud. And then so I got the 1.0 over here. It's actually in my mom's backyard. I got this the 2.0. We got a big picture of this guy, DJ Zoom user. I'm a fan of this guy, Zoom user. And what do we got over here? We got oh shit! Sorry, bad angles. We got Scratch Bastard right here too. You can't miss that face. Anyway, my big thing is like I've battled for a long time, and it is pretty stressful. It feels really good to finally be at least get a national title. And I think one of the most important things we can do. So respect to Geometrix, I got to say, man, that's a huge number. Lives you touch there is like turntablism in particular. It's kind of a dying language. And one of the things when you're preserving a language is you have to practice it, right?
Yeah.
And so you got to let people get in and get hands on. Actually, funny thing about a DJ Zoom user, back in 2003 or 4, I was living in San Francisco and I met this guy L-Dog at DMC Regional. Must have been 2003. And it was on like a Tuesday. And he said, oh, yeah, we're all meeting up at Q's place on Saturday. Do you want to come? And I was like, get him. And yeah, that was a life-changing experience for sure, right? Like being in a proper scratch cipher, having somebody up on this high level just be like, yeah, we're all on a continuum of learning, you know, and nobody was being dicks. Everybody was always super welcome. And they happened actually 2 Saturdays in a row at that place out in Daly City. But yeah, actually I got a DJ student just showed up right now for a lesson. So I kind of got a piece out. Just like that.
I appreciate you, brother, though, for coming in, man. Salute, man.
Yeah, no, it's a real honor to be included in this chat. And next time it happens, I definitely want to come back. Definitely, like, yeah, you guys are, and FMD, man, I'm a fan of your stuff too. I got to say, saw your routines and stuff. So anyway, all of you.
All right,
Thanks for having me.
Peace out, man.
Peace out.
I want to get Doc Brass, Doc Brass. I want him to show you guys something that he does.
No.
He can scratch on his MPC 2500. I want him to show you guys how he does it. Is that cool, Doc? You cool?
I mean, sure. I'm just, yeah. I mean, like many others in this room, I'm just happy to be here. You know, for compared to the rest of you, I would be more of like an innovator in the respect of carrying on the musicality of DJing and turntablism, but through a different piece of technology. All right, so like turntablism was created using the technology of turntables in new innovative fashion in a musical way. And so, and very similarly, you know, I originally am known for doing finger drumming, but yeah, I mean, like I wanted to add some more other, like, I just wanted to test the water. So I started just kind of poking around with adding or doing some kind of faux scratching, since I don't have a mixer to go along with my turntable. I use it really just for like sampling. So yeah, so I mean, I did some like, some jamming and stuff like that. So like, it would be something like if I were to.
I don't know how he's doing it. You guys know what he's doing? Or not?
I think a cappella version will be better.
It's kind of like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, can you do a little bit of it without the beat?
Oh yeah, sorry. So pretty much
with scratching.
Taking single notes, and so like, by itself, it just sounds like this, like, or like. So I have a tune and a volume on here, so I can kind of do like a, right, and then as an intro, and then the tuning allows me to do. And then based off of when I want to take off the tune, I can then do like yes. So yeah. Right, kind of like that. And nice. Then I take different one shots. So instead of having that kind of scratch, then and trying to use transitions where this tone, when I can use it low, but then when I bring it up here, it can then sound like the low version of this one. Oh, sorry. Right, so the high one here kind of allows me to help transition it between the two, and then it's a work in progress as I try new things, and like it's been just another way to kind of, you know, try and innovate the game and keep the musicality of turntablism inside finger drumming, since finger drumming has become more pronounced.
So you're pitch bending like the sound, but at the same time to create those like sort of like pauses, you're just switching the sample, so it creates like sort of like the transform or the clicks.
And they all have to be on the same mute group, right? So like for anything that I have a long sustain on, like this is just right. So for that one, I would right. So it's more on like a note on, and they're all attached to a mute group so that they can cut each other off. So if I happen to be pressing this one, I can then stop it. Right. So I can, it allows me to like kind of get a little lazy, I guess, with my thumb. So I can hold my thumb down, you know what I mean? And then kind of cut it off there at the top.
Nice.
It's pretty dope.
Wait, did you like invent this? Did you like, or
I've never seen that before.
I mean, I came up with it for myself. I don't know if anyone else has experimented with something similar. I've never really been one person to like try and take credit for anything in particular.
I've never seen anybody use like scratch sounds on.
That's pretty dope. So you're like you're basically scratching a drum program.
Yes, that's exactly it. Yeah.
That's dope.
I think someone did it a couple of years before, actually.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
well,
Okay.
well, I think like
So wherever
like,
they are, give them credit. You know what I mean? Like in
yeah,
terms of
Stro Elliott has something similar with push. I don't know if it's done like the same way, but like it's sort of like
Stro Elliott is nasty.
Yeah, Stro Elliott.
Yeah, I know Stro Elliott. Yeah, he's dope.
But yeah, it's the same kind of idea though. Sounds dope.
Yeah, it's just a fun experimentation to try and, but again, it's like core on keeping a turntablism musicality, because it's like I imagine like the way that you practice a crab is similar, where you're kind of like, imagine your thumb is the pad, right? And like you're kind of right instead of here, so it's instead.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? For the way
Yeah.
that you would kind of use these same techniques, so it's a very similar rhythm and musicianship to it.
Yeah. It always trips me out like hearing stuff like this, because when I hear it, like I try and think of like the turntable movement, but some of it's like not really possible on turntables. Like when I hear there's another dude, Chmielix will know, it's the guy who scratches on the tape. But whenever I hear,
I saw that video. Yeah,
that's dope.
Whenever I hear it, there's like some stuff that's I don't think is possible on turntables, and it always like breaks my head, because I'm like, what is going on? Like this doesn't make sense.
I bet Q could do it.
He might be able to, but they can do like
all you gotta do is press a button super fast on the Q button and move the turntable around.
There you go.
You know, Q's tried everything, man. He ain't let us see a bunch of stuff that ain't on camera yet. No, but I wanted to let my brother Doc go in there and show you all that. You know what I mean? Because he was doing it. I'm like, yo, this dude's be scratching on his shit. Like, all right, let him show. You know what I mean? He, like I said, he ain't asked me. I asked him. Like I asked y'all to come in here. You know what I mean? So yo, come in here, like boom, and that's dope. I think it's dope. You know what I mean?
I appreciate you, Cam. When you called me, I was like, oh, you're like, yeah, I'm doing a turntable in Zoom. I'm like, yo, that's so dope. He's like, yo, you want to join in? I'm like, I don't have turntables, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I don't qualify. I feel like, you know, but I really appreciate this, you know, the thought of it. And, you know, I do feel like there is a kinship, you know, that shares between the culture, right?
Definitely. Flipping samples. It's just a different piece of technology.
That's an MPC 2500.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try that when I get home.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, like
you just put Q-Bert. You heard Mixmaster Mike. He said, yo, don't tell Joe Q-Bert something. He's gonna take it to a whole nother level and shit.
No, dude, that's how we build though. That's
you know, yeah. Remember he said that on scratch though, like
you know, it's gonna come out with something entirely new.
Yeah, I'm gonna see like you know, Q-Bert do something new, and then I'll be like, oh, that was such a brilliant idea. And now I'm going to build off of that, and then it becomes a nice little innovation. That's how it works, baby. I love it. No, but so yeah, I mean, the key is like having more like one-shot styles and then using a tune to help accommodate. But I mean, feel free to obviously do what you do. What I've done is that, right? So I'm sure if you were to maybe have some longer sustained notations to like mess around with, I can only imagine what you would have a ball with. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, at the
Yeah.
end of the day, like what Doc is doing is it's still a sub sort of genre of like turntable. I mean, it's a manipulation of sounds in a lot sort of like a live performance. You know, that I think what there was a controllerism. I guess that was a movement like the past, I guess 10 years, 5 years. You know, so a lot of like the guys that do like the finger drumming, you know, beat machine like manipulation, all that, you know, was under that category. But at the end of the day, Doc, man, what you're doing is it's another form of turntablism.
I appreciate that, bro, for real. Yeah, I mean, I am normally known for doing the live finger drumming and doing like, you know, the drums with sample flips, and it is more of like a boom bap style, you know, flip, right? But it's more, I'm known for the finger drumming, but this was, when I did it at Stress's Jam, it was really just to try and do things. I actually did a finger drumming flip of the sample that week, and then did I made a beat to then do scratches over. So I figured I would just have fun doing both at the show. And I guess, yeah, I'm very happy that Stress appreciated it, because I guess it resonated with something. You know what I
I
mean?
like to see shit I've never seen before. You know what I mean? That's, to me, that's like, yo, okay. You know
Nah,
what
I
mean?
appreciate you, fam.
You know what I mean? And I also think that, going back to where the turntable is, this shit, you gotta be talented to do that shit. You know what I mean? Like to battle and be really nice and do. That's just not easy. People, that's really it's really a fucking instrument, yo. You know what I mean? A turntable is really a fucking instrument, and you know what I mean. And I know I'm going basic with what I'm saying, but it's really an instrument. Like people think like, he's a DJ. You know what I mean? And I mean, I don't know how many of y'all all still use vinyl. I mean, besides, I mean, I see
Like
FMD,
real vinyl or Serato vinyl?
yeah, I mean, real vinyl, period. Like in your spot, you know what I mean? I know carrying a vinyl to places, nobody likes doing that no more.
This is the main record I use. It's like a pretty dope scratch record by some Kim.
He got it too. He's
Chmielix.
pulling it up too. Look at everybody got it. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Thanks for the
I
support.
feel left out. I gotta get my copy now.
Yeah, you guys just promoted that shit. Like, yo.
Yeah, I do all my like practice and like technique stuff on vinyl because like I love the convenience of like digital stuff, but I just like, I don't know, it's like it's just a little bit more comfort knowing that it's like right on when it's like the actual record and actual fader and stuff. There's always little bugs with digital stuff sometimes.
I mean, I remember one time, this might have been like 10 years ago, maybe 8 years ago, I went to watch DJ's battle, and I saw them battle with Serato. And at the beginning, it bugged me out. I'm like, wasn't the battling so the record don't skip? That's why I used to sit there and think that was the thing. Don't let that record skip and you're killing it. You know what I mean? But I know at the other side of the fence that you can technology, you gotta take advantage of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, boom, when you're gonna do some shit that you could never do with vinyl and shit. You know what I mean? But it was crazy. You know what I mean? Because to me, for you to be able to go on them turntables, I mean, I don't know, do y'all still got these, or you don't got these no more?
Of course, yeah, everybody's got
Those.
those.
Like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, boom, yeah, I made sure I bought a pair of them shits when they said that they weren't gonna sell them no more. Shit, I was like, yo, I gotta get mine.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? I was like,
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Did they
Yeah.
stop making the M447s?
Oh.
Yeah, they don't make them no more.
Here's a bit of my stash. I bought like, I don't know, 12 or something.
Yeah, because they don't last forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, yeah. I remember Tat, we did a different behind the boards with Tat, and Kaz was in there, Cool V was in there. We was doing it, and he pulled out the joints that you guys use that you put on the turntables. We don't have to even use the needle. Is that shit like a lot easier to be scratching and shit without having to worry about hitting the needle?
Oh, the phases you talking about?
Yeah. Because I remember you showed us them. I was like, what the fuck is that? And you were like, I know Jeff be using them when he be doing his thing all the time. I see it all the time. Like,
yeah, that's actually how I got up on him. I was at his house, like before they were out. He was like, yo, jump on these turntables, fuck with them for a minute. Tell me what you think. So I was like, all right, let me see. They drifted a little bit, but I liked them. And I was like, you know what? I'm getting a pair of these. These shits are dope.
That video that he put up promoting them was awesome.
Yeah.
record, just going back and forth. After I saw that, I bought a pair too.
I wish they had those fades back in the day when everybody used to set up stages on top of subwoofers and your turntable just like vibrating like crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
It was just jumping.
That's the reason why they came out with them, because I did a show. You know how, like, for instance, I mean, all DJs, you know, Q, I'm sure it'd be like 4 groups, 5 groups with some shit, and you come on like the last group. You go to put your head shells on, and then shit's just like, and you got like all these thousands of people out here, and they like, fuck it up, Q-Bert.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I'm at the Apollo. This shit happened to me one time. I was like,
Wires.
all right. You know,
That's from them unplugging and plugging them, right? They're from unplugging and plugging them too much. For everybody grabbing their own needle, right? So
yeah, licking the back of them and all that other good stuff. But yeah, none of that stuff with COVID and phases now. You just
definitely gonna change.
Let me ask you a question. What was in the 80s, the early 80s, what was the best needles to use?
We were rocking them, those Shores. We were rocking those. I was rocking Pickerins, Dat2s back in the day. Them Shores, kick them shits to the side. He was on fire. He was on fire with them, man.
Did you ever trust the Ortofons when you just screw it in? And
I had many pairs of those. I got them like laying around on the floor, like probably everybody else do. Like I'm kicking them over in the floor. Seriously, I
think I still got some Ortofons laying around somewhere.
But they groove the fuck out of your record. So I mean, when I played on radio, you know, like people will come down from record companies and just drop them on me. I mean, they were shit to me, I thought, to be honest. But because they just, as soon as you cut, they groove the fuck out of your record.
Yep.
Yeah, I never even noticed them.
I always felt all Ortofons just really well attributed for, like, I use them for listening, not for like any kind of movement on the needle. They were like audiophile needles.
I used them for sampling.
I use them for sampling as well, but I wasn't, I don't know, they just didn't hold quite as well. But I haven't tried their newest ones. They have like
those Q-Bert Ortofons aren't that bad.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like I use those for sampling and just playing stuff, but they will tear your record up. I like short M44.7s for straight scratching.
Yeah, they're kind of like classics there.
Yeah,
definitely.
But for digital, like if you're doing digital, like I use Tractor. I'll use those Ortofons for digital.
What about the
same here?
Does anyone have the new ones?
Like Ortofons or just a specific kind?
This is what I use for, like, you know, when I'm just regular DJing, just like these white Ortofons. I guess they're the scratch ones, but they're fine with like just digital, you know.
Those new
I've used the vinyl ones, the new Ortofon ones, and they're actually pretty legit, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I like them too.
I haven't tried those
They don't
ones.
tear up your records like the Ortofons, and
yeah,
the fact that they give you 3 needles per cartridge is freaking awesome.
Oh, nice. That's a good deal.
Came a long way then. That's, you know what I mean? I think what's the best thing? I wanna buy a needle just specifically for sampling. You guys know what needle without having, I'm not gonna scratch on it. I just want to sample with it to get the best sound.
I like the Ortofon Archive.
Yeah.
You can't spin it backwards though, or it'll like mess up your record. But I like those ones for sampling.
Yeah, so you can't stop there. So you gotta pick it up and put it back. Oh shit.
Yep.
Yeah, I use the Shure white labels for sampling just because it doesn't record a lot of the heavy bass. It's like a really good mid recording. So for sampling, that's a needle I use.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah, it's like if you kind of need both needles, like a Ortofon for the clarity, or if you want that warm sound, get an M44.7. So if you're sampling and do production, you probably need both.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, I mean, I got a whole bunch of the 44 joint. So that mix of
some grimy ass 90s hip hop, I would use an M44.7 to sample the fucking dirty beats. Sounds sick like that.
How about the Chico needles? Anyone is using them?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The replacements, those are cool.
Cool.
Oh, that's dope. So you guys, yeah, I'm like caught until you guys talking with the turntable. Yo, do you guys all still use? You guys don't have the CD joints. You all vinyl still, right? Like the
whack as fuck.
Yes, I feel like I never saw any of you do CDJing at all, right? Like, did you guys ever try it? I feel like I never saw any of you doing CDJs.
It's
I never even touched them in club or anything.
It's cool.
Actually, I did a show before with Q.
I
Yeah,
use this thing.
Oh, that's
It's got that dumb.
There we go.
Oh shit.
I can't like it's like for the real detail scratch. It's cool for mixing at a club and all that, but the super defined little miniature scratches like the nerds will hear, I can't fuck with it.
Yeah, right.
You put the
05.
your FMD. You graffitied on that? You did it?
It's a friend of mine, but still.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's a Vestex, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. What do you guys consider the best mixers before they went to the ring?
05.
Yeah, 05.
Limited.
07 Pro.
07 Pro.
The 07 Pro fader and that yeah, man, it has the curve is like instead of like this at the very end, it's just a tad bit round at the very end. It's like just a little bit. It's like real gentle to the ear and shit. That 07 Pro fader.
Penny and Giles.
Yeah, they copied the design of the fader from this guy Toshi Nakamura from Vestax in Japan, and then they made this other mixer. It's called the damn, what the fuck is it called? It's super hard to find. It's expensive though. What's that fader? The Eternal Fader. What's that mixer?
Eckler.
The hack mixer.
Yeah, Eckler.
Eckler,
Oh, the
yes.
Eckler, yeah.
Woo! That fader is nastiness, but it'll break quick though. That's like the best, like it's like a massage to the ear. That fucking when you scratch with that shit, it sounds like fucking like just liquid butter scratches. It's fucking dope.
It's limited, huh? It's a limited time and shit. Huh?
How long did the Eckler fader last? Usually.
And it's called an Eternal Fader, and it's like what the fuck? It lasts for a long time, but when it breaks, like replace like
you start getting all that.
Like you can't find it anymore.
Yo, Q, you froze again. It's the drop.
He's a little baby. He's got to make moves.
What was the mixer tap? What was the mixer back then?
Back in the day, Gemini 2200.
That's the one. That's the one. Cash Money had the back. That was a Cash Money mark. This point.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that shit. Like, yo, is putting money at the end of your name? Is that a Philadelphia thing? Because you got Cash Money, you got Cold Money, you got motherfuckers was rich in fucking Philadelphia. Is that what it was?
Just getting that paper.
I mean that's really what it was, on some street shit. Really, it was really like cats will walk around and if their name was Rob, and my name is Rob Money. You know, like I got paper. You know what I mean, basically. But I was a graffiti writer as well, so I would write. You know what I'm saying? I would write my name in the bathroom.
All right, got you. Now
Yeah, I would put my tag up, TAT, which is my initials. So then I started making like flipping pause tapes. You know what I mean? So just off of an old school like component set, my mother's component set, she'd be like, "Don't touch it." She'd go to work and I'd be like, "Bang, bang, bang, hit it, bang, 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 hit it, hit it, hit it." And I come to school and flip the tapes. You know what I mean? I sell them. And they started calling me DJ and DJ Chat, and I was just like, all right, I just threw the money on there, and that's kind of how it came about.
So
but the money.
You were a tape pauser before a DJ scratching.
Graffiti writer, beatboxer, breakdancer, popper, you name it.
Oh,
I did everything.
You was rhyming too?
Rhyming, everything. Yeah. I mean,
he's a Renaissance man. He did it all.
Man, like, no.
I mean, I remember
Yeah,
I remember on a different joint, he said he had a girlfriend when he was 10 years old and shit. I remember that shit.
Hey, we grow up fast out here, man. It's a big metropolitan area. You know what I mean? So you gotta hone your skills early. You know what I'm saying?
I do believe that Philadelphia took DJing to a whole nother level at that time and shit. Like you guys, where did the DMC and all that start? Was it in New York or where did it start?
As far as I know, overseas, Disco Mix Club,
London, England.
Yeah.
What year did Cash Money win it? Was it like 88 or 87?
88. Mhm.
Wasn't that the year that Mikey D won the battle with the rhyming?
I think so. I think that was the same year.
That was the
88,
same
80,
year?
89. I think he might have won that. Mikey D.
With you was there with Melly Mel? You was there when he battled Melly Mel? Or no?
Yeah, at New Music Seminar, you talking about?
Yeah.
I was there.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wish I was there. I remember he came back and he had the belt and shit. He came out here in Connecticut. I was like, yo, what the fuck? He's like,
That's what I wish. I wish I wish that continued, that New Music Seminar, because that was the only one that was like that had like championship belt. I was like, I think ITF started that like later, but I mean that early late 80s, early 90s DMC and New Music Seminar. A lot of like the cats that started like in the mid 90s. We found tapes of those, and that's how we really got into battling. Just watching those.
Is that the same event or that was different events? The
Two different events.
Oh, okay, all right. I wasn't sure because I seen a belt, so I'm thinking it's the same. Like
DMC had like the jackets, and then New Music Seminar I think had the belts.
Yeah, those are
DMC had the
fun.
turntables, the gold turntables,
and the gold turntables.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when they did that on Juice. Remember they did the Juice in the battle and shit. I was trying to get Daddy Rich. He said he doesn't do none of this no more. He's like, I don't DJ no more. Daddy Rich, I know you're talking about with the Cash Money thing, right? That money, I'm not gonna speak on it, but they had a problem for a minute too, I guess. I don't know. But you know, Daddy Rich was nice, right? He was nice with that shit. Like, yo.
Rich is dope. Rich is my man. That's why I laugh, because I know how he gets down. He's like, I ain't gonna.
He said, nah, I ain't fuck with that DJ shit no more. I'm like, where he goes, nah. I try to get it on me. I mean, he follows the producer's corner thing, but he said he's not. You know him personally. I only know him from the Instagram shit. Shout out to Daddy Rich.
Yeah, we used to practice. He's like one of the first New York cats I ever practiced with in Brooklyn. So I was like, all right, this is the.
It was him and Scratch, right? Him and Scratch out there in Brooklyn and shit. But yeah.
Right.
Scratch another beast. Salute the DJ Scratch, man. I mean, like, and I remember like a lot of people don't know that it was Kayla Boss, right? That's who EPMD's first DJ was. Was it Kayla Boss? No.
Yes.
Kayla Boss was an MC Light. What was it? What was the EPMD's first DJ name? It wasn't Scratch. It was a different DJ. Was it Kayla Boss?
Kayla Boss. Yeah.
It was Kayla Boss.
It was.
Yeah.
I got my poster in there, and they're like standing with, and they got the hat, and he's in the middle and shit. You know what I mean? Because I remember
Diamond J from Executioners.
Oh, so he had three different.
Diamond J.
I'll go take my poster
Diamond
off the
J
wall.
was
I'll show you. It's a picture with EPMD and Kayla Boss is in the middle, and he's like this. You know what I'm saying? And then
Diamond J.
Mm-hmm.
They had three DJs.
Diamond J, Scratch, and Kayla Boss.
They did. They did. Yep.
And then I heard they had a minute where they were just playing the reels and shit for their music and shit on stage when they didn't have a DJ and shit. And I guess this is what I heard. I don't know if it's right. This is what I heard. I think PMD said it. But when they saw Scratch, I guess he won a battle. He won one of the ones too, right?
New Music Seminar.
New Music Seminar, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It was two different things. Okay, New Music Seminar and okay. Yeah.
Did Scratch win it with the didn't he have like a routine with the Jason mask?
Yeah.
Yep. And he would scratch Friday the 13th. I'm gonna play
that's right.
Jason.
Yeah. No, but there's so much. I like to go back. See, I like to go back and watch all them tapes. I mean, even when you guys when you guys battled the Executioners, I like to go see the original shit. Yo, Rock Raider was another fucking beast. You know what I mean? Like, yo,
Oh man.
Rock Raider, all the Executioners, Scratch Pickles, these guys too. I mean, Ty, you guys gonna have a crew out there?
I grew. That's literally was my introduction to turntablism. Was were Scratch Pickles. So thank you guys.
The Pickles, the Junkies, X-Men.
Yeah, the Beat Junkies. Oh yeah, X-Men.
Yeah, Beat Junkies.
Yes.
Right?
And I can't remember who this other guy was a part of a group on. I think I can't find him, but he went by DJ Bobby B. And it was really around that same era that I is when I personally found all you guys and like really like, you know, kind of got me into a good mental space. So thank you for contributing to the hip hop culture for that. It helps.
So what would you Tat, what would you say to DJs coming up right now that, you know, starting out, if they want to get into the culture wise?
I would say just like, you know, some of these cats on here right now, basically they do your homework, you know, go back and study, you know what I'm saying? Understand where it started so that you can elevate it, you know, with your energy and take it, like you said, you know, 20 years from now, you know what I'm saying? And make it something even crazier. Because it's out of here right now. DJing is like ridiculous. I mean, I used to beat juggle back at my mother's house when I was a teenager. You know what I mean? And would wonder, like, if people really would, if they would rock to it. You know what I mean? You're juggling, and now it's a part of everybody's routine. And I'm just like, wow, get the fuck out of here. This is some shit we used to just did in the bedroom, just fucking around. You know what I mean? Slowing it down.
It's like the breaking shit. Like you see the breakers now compared to the breakers back then.
Oh my
You
God,
know
it's
what
like
I mean?
they're flying. It's like their windmills is like, what kind of windmills is that? They freaking flying. You about to go airborne for real.
Yo, Q, you still there? You fading? You probably in a bad area. You still there? He's muted. He's in a bad area probably. No, but
you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
How
What
about
would
now?
you
Okay,
What would you say to
cruising.
DJs coming up, man? Or you want to wait till
Just be original. Make up your own rules. There ain't no rules. Just make up your own. It's like theater. Develop your character and practice. But for us, it was like we was boxers. We looked at all the videotapes of all the old DJs and just studied all that shit and got all the best parts and what not to do and what to do. Put all the best shits together and make your own shit. That's it. Just keep on evolving and shit. And don't stop evolving.
Yep.
You got to know you got a gift to make the world a better place. Use that shit, or else, you know, you're gonna be like the fat Thor if you don't use your gifts and shit.
Yo. Word.
That's definitely dope. But if you guys have anything left you guys want to say before we get off, you know what I mean? Because I know everybody probably got to get into doing something, unless you want to still chill. You still waiting to get to the spot, Q, so you can rock on the things. You told me a half hour. All right, because he's gonna get on the turntables. I mean, whoever want to stick around. We still recording. You know what I mean?
Well, I got a quick question for Tat, real quick. So, like, do you think that there is, and same thing for Q too, like, and really anybody, you know, all of you guys from this, you know, era of everybody contributed in all the elements kind of vibe, right? Like, you know, just because you specifically mentioned it, Tat, like, you know, you were breaking, you were doing graffiti, you were, you know, rhyming, you're doing everything because it was a matter of like contribution as a whole, right? It was a growing community. So, like, do you think that understanding or taking part in all the elements is also something that isn't being done enough, or like, do you think that it's like no longer important to like be a part of all of the elements like that?
I mean, I guess like you said, it's not really practice right now. We did it because when you heard hip hop, it was calling me. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was like, wait a minute. I started DJing when I was 10 years old. 79, right? So I was over a buddy of mine's house. He's about 3 years older than me. And I was stressed. Here I go again. I was dating his sister, right? So, or whatever you want to call dating. I go into the basement. I go into the basement and he's got these 2 BSR turntables playing. Now I'm familiar with turntables because, you know, we had a big ass stereo. You know what I mean? One of the big tune stereos with the records in them, right? And I used to play the records and dance for my family at like family events. In any event, I go over to my man Rick's place. He's playing these records on 2 BSR turntables, and I'm like, "Yo, what are you doing?" He's like, "Come here for a second." He's got headphones, and I can see it like it's today. He's like, "I'm playing. I got a mixer in the middle. We're playing this one record." He had like Super Rhymes. He had Super Rapping, Grandmaster Flash, and Furious 5. Those are the first records I cut. He had those 2 records, Super Rhymes and Super Rapping. And he was showing me how to transition from one record to the next record. My mind was blown. I'm like, what fucking underground records are these? We're 12 inches, mind you, because I'm used to 45s.
Right.
And, you know, James Brown and Earth, Wind & Fire and whatever else. But I'm like, where are these maxi singles coming from? Like, I don't, what? And what are they talking about? What they're saying to me is like, it's like a underground secret language. Yeah. They're rhyming, and I'm just like, I'm in complete step with it. Like, yo, where did this, like the aliens just drop it on me? Like, where did this come from? I'm just enamored with it. So for me, to answer your question, the time was different because the energy was different. So I felt like I needed to be b-boying. I felt like, you know, at 10, 12, 14 years old, I needed to be writing graffiti. You know what I mean? So, or beatboxing or something. You know what I mean? I felt like it because I just feel that vibe. You know what I mean? And the rhyming, but the DJing stuck. Really, because I could get ladies with the DJing. That was kind of.
You know, DJ is universal. You can do everything with it, right?
So casual.
Of course.
Casual.
So that was the thing. I mean, I DJ'd a block party. Forget it. They would just follow my feet. Forget it. Just be like, oh my God, I love him. You know, you DJing somebody's party in the basement.
That was the power. Yeah.
You're the man. You're the man. So I mean, but then it be. I mean, you had like, to answer your question, Stress. We had like DJ crews around the way, but so I lived like same areas like where Will is from. So we lived in an area called Winfield. So little, you know, used to be Jewish community in West Philly. So it's called Winfield. That's where my parents were. You know, we were all at. And Will, Fresh Prince, used to be like not far from there. And when I moved to the suburbs, I'd go up there every single weekend and there would be parties pretty much, you know, every other weekend or what have you, and be like little DJ crews or whatever. But being as though I moved, I was a solo bedroom DJ on my own. So I would just be like, you know, I'm gonna practice and just come up there and try and, you know, impress when I get up there. So the crews would be, you know, doing their thing. It'd be like the Funk Boys and Treacherous Funk Disco. You know, it'd be a bunch of different DJ crews. And I just kind of had a couple of friends that they lived on my block. They were TFD, Treacherous Funk Disco. So I would practice with them. And then the goal was, how can I get 1200s? You know what I mean? Because nobody had 1200s. You were like on, you know, some kind of SLB 101, like the first S-arm turntable. You know what I mean? and then good luck finding two of those. You know what I mean? There was no internet.
I love S-arms. Yeah.
Right, it was
But-
all fucking A.
Yeah. So it was about practicing and honing your skills, and then you had jacked up mixers back then. So nothing with the real nice cutoffs on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you was working your ass off. You know what I mean? Hardest working man.
Switch,
Hardest working man.
the switch, man. The switch. Oh man. Yeah, my
Yeah.
first
The
realistic,
line switches, the transform switch.
my first
Yep,
mixer was
yep.
the realistic one. I couldn't afford the one with the fader. It just had the up and down, the Radio Shack shit. You know what I'm talking about? It just had the up and down shit. So I'm like, how am I gonna DJ if I can't? You know what I'm saying? Like I remember, I'm back 84, watching B Street and seeing Jazzy J. Why is he scratching like that and shit? Like, because I had my mixer and I was like, I want a mixer that got that fader and shit. You know what I mean? Like I need it. And then I started seeing it like to the point where I had the cutoff, because the cutoff was the important shit for the transforming. You know, you could have a fader that just faded in and faded out. You needed that shit to cut. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That shit.
Yeah, and then it was experimental too, because we would be like spraying like all kind of tuner cleaner in the joint, trying to make that come in, because it was a stiff mixer.
Yeah, to make it flat. Yeah.
As soon as it got loose, it was done. As soon as you sprayed it and you cut up a little bit, you make a tape, done. It would be bleeding from side to side. You'd be like,
knock over. Yeah.
you'd be done. I mean,
what did you use for mats and shit? Did you take the plastic off one of the fucking vinyl records? Or what did you use? Some people took a vinyl record and cut it and then put it right on that shit, right?
Yeah.
Remember Kaz was saying that shit. Yeah.
I just use the plastic off the records. I still use them to this day.
Did you
Plastic sleeves, you get two of those.
Did you go back to them times, right? When you DJ, when you DJ and you pull the records out, did you take that plastic out or did you leave it in there? Because they would get crinkled when you try to put it back in there. And that's what fucked up a lot of your records, right?
I used to pull the plastic out and replace it with the paper ones.
See, I never did that because I was stupid. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, you know what I mean? Because
Plastic inside or the outside?
You know how the plastic, the inside.
Oh, inside. Okay.
You know how
I hated that plastic.
Me too, yeah. I fucking,
it gets like, like you take the record in and out like so many times, so it'll just be pushed in.
You got time to sit there, especially you're DJing fast, to fucking hold it and put the record in there. How many times have you guys DJ with another DJ with your vinyl, and then you missing a bunch of your vinyl the next day because you guys are moving together? I got so much records I don't have because of that shit. I had Jack the Ripper, both of them shits, and I lost 2 Don't Believe the Hypes because of that shit too. I don't got them shits no more.
Yeah, you remember them times when you lose those records, especially in the broke days when you're like, damn.
Yeah, somebody made off with my doubles of Wu-Tang Clan. Ain't nothing to fuck with. I was heated.
You had to put your initials on that. You had to put your name on them records. You're like, those are mine. My name's on the record.
Ice-T OG instrumental. Someone walked off with that shit.
Yeah, man.
I've gotten drinks spilled on my records, like in DC. Like, I mean, I'm sure back in the day, but like a lot of like the DJ booths in nightclubs, man, they're just like size of closets. And if you're sharing a space with 2 or 3 other DJs, man, your records won't fit inside. You'll have records outside, and man, I've had like crates where it's gotten drinks.
I'm bringing 1 crate if I know there's a bunch of other DJs there. I ain't bringing crates. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna take my best shit and make sure they with me. I'm gonna be watching that shit. Like, you know what I mean? DJs will get your shit quick. You know what I mean? Like, they're like, oh shit. Like I had Strong Island from JBC Force. I don't have that no more because of that. You know what I mean? Like I can remember records, and I'm like, man. Yo, I see Q's at a spot. Q's at a spot. Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
Real quick, going back to what Tap Money, was talking about with the DJ crews and such. Like, I want to talk to like some of the younger guys here too. Like, that was a big deal. Like, coming up in the DJ scene, like if you were part of the DJ crew, that's how you got better. That's how you got like, because you're always practicing together. You're learning new techniques, and like starting out, like with my crew, I mean, we didn't have like the top, best equipment, so we all had to share equipment. Somebody had like that first 1200. It's like, all right, we're moving that like from house to house, sharing it, and then just practicing together. But like nowadays, like I think that's what's lacking in a lot, especially for like the battle scene. You know, there's not a lot. I don't see a lot of like DJs with like affiliated in crews. You know, and that's why like there's not a lot of like team competitions these days. There was a lot of them back then. You know, but I just want to like throw that question out to like say Kevin. You know, Kevin Madden. Like, are you part of a crew or like have you seen like, you know, like Vekked, like, you know, I know you're with Brace, but
Yeah. And
what's
actually no, we're just learning together, like doing a something like this Zoom meeting,
like a
but
Zoom or
in
Skype,
Discord.
that sort of thing?
Yeah. And we're just jamming together and yeah, sharing information each other, what are you working with, and yeah, I usually ask them how to do this, how to do that, and especially to back you back, am I doing it right or no? Something like that. Yeah, just learning together.
Dope.
Yeah, like me and Brace like did our team thing eventually, like when we started in 2014, but that was like already I was like I'd been battling for 10 years and already won a world title and stuff, so it wasn't like part of my like sort of formative years. Something I definitely wish that I had, like, I feel like it took me a long time to learn some stuff that shouldn't have taken very long, because I grew up, like when I started DJing, like in the country, like 2.5 hours from the city. I didn't have anybody at all to learn from, but like Kevin said, I think now it's like there's more ways to learn, and I think, like, you know, it makes it almost like more important or something, or more relevant to like do teaching and try to like actually like pass the knowledge down a little bit, because like they're yeah, stuff like having like a crew and that isn't quite as common, I guess, and it's maybe tougher in some ways too, like some there's a lot of people who just like would never, like, even if it was more common to have crews and stuff, like I still wouldn't have had one growing up because I was so like isolated. So yeah.
Yeah, that's what I noticed, like, you know, like back then, like especially in my area, the DC area, we had like maybe 4 or 5 crews that was like battling hard, and then we're always got a lot of the local battles, and even like some of the local DMCs, we'd all battle each other. But I think that's how everybody gets better, like the whole, not just like crews or like individual, like the whole scene, the whole DJ scene. That's why we've had a lot of like really good DJs coming out of the DC area, you know. And I feel like that's kind of like lacking now. But I mean, other than like, you know, like the internet, like, you know, with YouTube and, you know,
I think it's the lack of laziness. If the technology made the world lazy, you know what I'm saying? Only people that will work is the people know that like was in love with the culture or something, and like were interested to be competitive and shit. You know what I mean? A lot of people like DJs now, they got this small little DJ thing, and they're doing parties and shit. You know what I mean? But they didn't do it for the same reasons that we did it for. We did it because we love seeing, like, you know, seeing somebody do that shit. Like, yo, that's fucking dope. I want to do that shit too. You know what I mean? Like, I think the technology's dope, but then it's not at the same time. Like, imagine going back to Tap Money's days where they had this technology with the internet and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, to what it is. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It'd be crazy. You know what I mean? To this time now. You know what I mean?
Well,
I
I
don't know
think
if it's good or bad.
to kind of co-sign what Brother Geometrix is saying, though, there is kind of a lack of vulnerability in terms of being able to at least say that you can keep growing. Like, everyone's saying, like, well, if you don't like it, this is just my expression, and you don't have to like it, right? But it's not saying that we don't like it. We're saying you should keep growing and get better, kind of thing, right? So I guess there's a sense of laziness in terms of people saying that, oh, it's a dope beat, or hey, it's dope, like, you know, it's a, you know, dope technique, but there isn't a sense of competition or rising above that adversity of, like, you know, technicality that you don't have right now. And if you can't do it, then people just get comfortable. At least that's just what I've noticed in different crafts, is that there is like a lack of competition because people don't feel like being vulnerable and don't feel like showing off what they can do and then being told that they can get better, right?
course,
At least
yeah.
that's from what I would say.
Of course, it's like what Taz said when he said he first saw the dude playing the records and shit and Trent. You know what I mean? Like Jake, you saying the same thing when you first like, how the fuck does he do that shit? I want to know how to do that. You know what I mean? A lot of kids now don't even see it. Like you said, remember you said you didn't know what a turntable was. Like they don't even know what it is. You know, they really until somebody like these kids will go to their uncle's house or their grandfather's house. Like, yo, what is that? You know, those are what are those discs? What is that? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they're still out there though. There's still, I think like in every generation, there's gonna be whack people, and then there's gonna be people who like are trying to get better. Like Kevin Adam, we got a living example right here. Like just like the amount of improvement I've seen in the last like couple years from him is crazy. And like he started in what 2017.
Yeah, and I think 2017 is like when I'm actually looking more on DJing. Like, I looking around on the YouTube tutorial, what's DJing. I saw like everybody's here, I guess, your guys' routine, and what the heck is that? And that time I didn't really know how to mix up properly. And then around 2018, I think I saw Vekked already and some other proper tutorial, and I also enrolled to a DJ school, and that time I actually learned how to DJing properly, and start scratching, and then I go to Vekked stream, and that the one that makes me go to the rabbit hole of nerd scratching. And it is a lot of fun, and I actually like it. And then I keep what is it, keep learning everything in that, collecting all the click fares like I did before, from 1 click fare to 9 click fare. I like to collect them all. I see what's a Dragon Ball or Pokemon. And that's all.
So is there a lot of people your age around you that are DJing as well, or is it just you?
Actually, there are a couple, like here in my country, and especially in my DJ school that I roll in. There are a couple actually that younger than me even, and there's one even like make a bunch of cool tracks, and he's a producer. He's really dope. And the other one is like keep battling, and we're keep getting some more new generation. It's cool though.
Yeah.
Not much, but there's couple there, and it is cool.
Nice.
The one thing that we've instilled in our DJ school is, because like back in the day, like, again, like, being in a DJ crew myself and just battling with other DJ crews, there was like sort of like a camaraderie between all the crews. At the end of the day, we all like, the one thing I miss from those days now it's like it's sessioning with other DJs, just meeting up at like at somebody's crib and just like, all right, let's show off our routines, let's like do a Q&A scratch session, just like just talking about like DJ talk. And that's the thing that we've created with our school. It's like we've instilled sort of like at least we try to with every location. Every location we can't really control much of it, but like I know in our local area, some of our locations there, we've instilled like really creating like a community. So a lot of like and our students are very young. We start them young, like at 10 years old. We have teenagers, even some adults, but we've really tried to instill like especially in our group classes, just like a session type vibe. So like everybody's learning this, not the same thing, because like everybody's got like different levels, and everybody's got like, each kid has like a different learning curve. So we try to do like a sort of like a karate school, sort of like method, where you can have like different levels in there, but they all learning the same thing, and at the end of the day, like a DJ gets better when they see other DJs, and they want to aspire to that, you know. And it's cool seeing like, you know, seeing these students like becoming friends with other kids in the class, and you know,
Yeah.
but I don't see much like a lot of them like creating like crews like outside the school. But and yeah, that's the big thing that I miss, especially with like the whole sessioning with other DJs, you know, just showing off your routines and learning from each other.
I think like in some ways, like it's not like a replacement, but stuff like Scratcher now, which wasn't really there, at least when like I started, like that's way more common. Like I've been like, when I go on tour, like I try and go to the Scratcher events in different cities. And I think they have like, I don't know, maybe Illstylus will know, but there's like 50 or more chapters like worldwide of just like scratch jams and stuff. And it's not like a team, and it's not like competitive, but it has some of the same, like you're meeting people in person and you're learning from each other, bouncing ideas off each other and stuff.
Sessioning with the community, hella fun.
Yeah, exactly.
That's dope.
You know, on that topic really quick, I felt I definitely excelled a whole lot as soon as I started sessioning with other DJs. And specifically with Scratchpad LA, when I was introduced to that.
Scratchpad, yep.
Yeah, it's like I started hanging out with like high caliber DJs, and I'm like, this is freaking cool. And you know, every week, actually, was it every week? I think it was every month at one point. We would you know, link up on a Tuesday, and yeah, everyone would be there like around 11 o'clock at night, and we will, you know, leave the club like around 3 o'clock in the morning, and we all brought our own gear. And so we definitely all shared a passion. And there's still an old picture from then. You look at it now and you see all these guys that won national world competitions. And I really felt, you know, that alone helped everyone in that community and anyone involved in that world, basically.
That's another thing that's like lacking. It's there's not a lot of events out there, because we used to have like open, you know, we had like open faders or open turntable sessions, you know, at a spot, like, you know, like a bar or like or a club, and everybody would have like 5-10 minutes to showcase. And it's just like, it's cool seeing everybody's like skill levels, and you know, you got the more, you know, skilled ones, and then you'll see people, some DJs that are DJing in front of a crowd for the first time. And it just like, I think that's been lacking a lot lately, is like having that first really, like, you know, the live performance, you know, like being able to like kill that stage fright by performing for the first time in front of your peers, you know. And that's how you really get better. It's like if you're not scared to perform in front of your peers, and you just like be able to take, you know, honest constructive criticism, you know, you will definitely get better, you know.
Yeah, it's harder. It is a little harder to get like live experience, especially like even before COVID. There's more and more battles being replaced by like online versions, like online regionals, online, like, you know. And I always kind of felt bad, like for like some people would like become like a national champion in an online battle, and then have to go to the live worlds, and that was like their first time
totally
doing
different
their routine.
animal.
And like for me, like whenever I was battling, like my routine in the regionals compared to the world final was not remotely the same routine, because I do that regionals and I'd see like what stuff went over well and which stuff kind of flopped, and then I'd, you know, level it up and stuff, because like there's only so much you can like know about how people are going to receive things from like in your own bedroom and stuff, you know. Like sometimes like you think you have the sickest idea, and then you do it and people are like, they don't care at all.
Yeah. Yo, Q, you got it up?
Up.
I don't hear
Can
you.
you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me or no?
Yeah.
You can hear me? How about this, right? You can hear that or no?
Turn up a little bit.
It's not direct. If it's
Sounds like room sound.
It's definitely the laptop.
Hold on. Let me do something. I'm gonna let you share the sound. Hold on. Let me you share your sound. Hold on. Let me you can share. Go on a thing and share your sound. You can share your sound on your thing.
Share screen. Oh shit! I don't know what I'm doing. Chat.
Share screen, but then hit music also. You know, hit the box where it says music, the little box and shit. See where it says click on that music sound also.
All I see is share screen. Is that the one?
Oh
What
yeah,
you see?
you click share screen, and then there's gonna
Go-
be a. Let me see, share screen, and then go to advanced, and then computer audio.
Music or computer sound only.
Yeah. You'll still see you, but we'll hear your sound. Your sound will come through the computer.
All right. Can you hear me right now?
Yeah.
How about this, right?
It kind of sounds the same, right?
Yeah.
It says you're
Yes.
sharing. Just turn it up a little bit. It says you're sharing it.
It's not direct audio.
Yeah, it's not direct.
That's whack.
Tiny chat. Tiny chat.
Yes. You can hear that or no?
You can hear it, but he says not direct. It's like kind of like you sound like you're
It's
far
like
away.
coming from like the laptop microphone.
And fuck all this shit.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, do it. Go ahead, do it anyways. You could do it, just that.
Let's hear it. You hear that?
Yep.
We hear it more like it's coming out your speakers.
Yes. You guys hear that shit?
Yeah.
It sounds kind of faded.
I feel like if you because it's like on Zoom, it's like, you know, the music slows down and speeds up and that type of shit.
Yeah.
I thought you were doing that live.
That's pre-recorded from the year 3000.
he was turntable syncing and shit.
Yeah.
Live from another universe.
Yo, what does that say behind you? What does that say?
It says thud rumble, but my camera's all weird, so it's all backwards and shit.
Is it?
Oh shit.
Oh, it's not backwards for us.
Yeah, it looks about right.
And it looks dope though. Was that little dude sitting in the corner and shit?
That's from the movie. He's a bad guy from the movie Wave Twisters. He's the red worm. I don't know if you can see him. He's like he's the umbilical cord.
Oh shit.
That's dope. When was that made?
Cool one.
That was made year 2000.
No,
Yeah,
that figurine. The
oh shit, maybe last year or something.
oh, okay. Still one of the dopest movies.
Yep.
I wish that there was a way that we could link. Anybody know the link? Like, a couple y'all could scratch at the same time while y'all.
I was thinking about that.
I do that on Twitch. Like somebody will play a video and they'll scratch, but I'll drag their screen onto my screen and it'll be there's no delay.
There's no lag at all on
There's no
Twitch?
delay at all. But it's only you can only see it on like my show because
It's only one way.
Tiny chat works good. Very small latency.
What's that?
Tiny chat.
Tiny chat.
Yeah, like there is this channel by Richard Afton and Turntable Training Wax, and one guy plays the beat, and everyone is scratching, and the latency is really, really small, so it's very good.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
dope.
there's no latency when I do it. It's just you just drag their screen on mine. Whatever I'm hearing, that's what everyone's hearing. So there's no latency, but you can't do it on their channel. You understand?
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't question. I can't like I can hear his question and I can answer him, but he can't hear what I'm doing, or there'll be a latency. You get it? Kinda
Yeah,
weird.
the view for the viewers, it will look like it's back and forth, but only one of the performers will hear the other.
Yeah.
It looked like Kev want to scratch. You got the thing right in front of him. You want to scratch, Kev?
Gotta get warmed up. It's so fucking like go. I just got home and shit.
Yeah, right. Yo, Kev, you got your thing on?
30 minutes to pull up.
DJ Kevin Adam.
Got some champions in here, man. We got the turntables.
Right.
You guys can both do it. Yeah, this shit would be all off and shit, right?
Sorry.
What's the combos you working on? Show us some. What's the new combo you guys working
Oh, so you want me to scratch?
Yes.
Oh,
All
right.
Let me.
Well, let me grab my my yo cuts here. Let me see. How's the sound?
He got to share his sound. How do we do it? You got your sound still on cue.
How do I get out of here?
Hold on.
Wait, my needle is dirty.
I think you got to do it. You got to stop it. You got to stop the share at the bottom. See your share?
How about now?
It's still doing it. It's still doing it, I think.
Oh no, I think it. Oh no, yeah. There's should be a red button top middle, I think.
Yo, now we see. There you go.
That's
Yo,
good
Kev,
backup.
share your sound, Kev, on the bottom. See where it says share screen, share your sound.
Oh, hang on. Let me change something first.
Oh no, the background.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta have it back.
No, the magic is broken. This is bad.
What did you get? Are those 1200s? What did you get? 1200s in 2017 and shit. Those are 1200s?
Pioneer.
Mine? This one?
Yeah.
No, it's a Pioneer PLX 1000.
They what's it called off the 200s, right? It's the same, right? No?
Right.
Sort of.
Yeah.
I got
Tonar is definitely not the same.
Yeah, it's
I got
an
the gray
antique
ones.
model. There you go. Wait, my because it's color green, so it's gone. All right. It looks like I have to pull up this one. I think DJ Q-Bert might know this one. Check it out.
Ooh, that's hard to find.
Yeah,
Training
I got
wheels.
this far away from Taipei back when I watched Rebel Style 2019 final, and there's a final shop there, and I just buy it. Then I bring it like in my backpack all the way back to Indonesia. So it's pretty far.
Nice.
It's all warped now.
Hand carry vinyl. Yeah. It's pretty fun. Nice.
You gotta set your sound. I can't really hear it. You gotta go to share screen, hit advance, and hit music and sound only.
All right. Share screen.
Yep. And then see where it says advance, hit advance, and then hit music sound only.
Second camera, computer audio.
Yep.
Computer audio, share.
Yep,
Is
there you
it?
go. Yep. It sounds like it sounds low, right? Turn it up a little
Very
bit.
quiet. Yeah, it's not direct audio either, Kevin.
Why is the direct audio not working, man?
Oh, let me
Gotta change your mic to like whatever sound card you're using.
This is DJing in 2021.
Actually, my sound card is connected also with my mic here, my microphone wireless. And how about, let me know now. I'll be muting my mic and let me know.
Nothing.
Nope.
Still no?
No.
That's weird though, because the only thing that connected to my computer right now is just the sound card, and there's no like external microphone right now.
Oh.
Probably the bitrate or something. I'm pretty new to the
Zoom.
Zoom. Yeah.
Zoom.
Yeah, I used to all day long on Discord, and it's pretty.
Yeah, Discord is like way better on from what I've been able to.
Yeah, I think Zoom sometimes has trouble with sound cards with multiple channels.
Yeah.
It doesn't know like which one to take.
Right.
Oh, suppress background noises. Yes, low. That one. I guess that should do the thing. And what else? There's no more stuff here. Echo cancellation.
Yeah, take all that off and put it in low.
There you go.
All right, see what happens. Still
Hang
nothing.
on. I think my needle got acting up. There you go. Now.
There we go. That sounds good.
There you go.
Nice.
Wait, I'm not prepared yet. Wait for Looper. Looper.
You like Q-Bert watching. Hold on, like.
Let's play Looper player.
How's the latency in Zoom as far as like putting on a beat and multiple people scratching over it?
I saw like my man was rhyming one time with the beat, and I played it back, and he sounded like he didn't know how to rap to the beat.
Depends on everyone's internet connection.
Yeah, I actually tried to do like a jam session where a friend of mine on Discord, he's playing a beat and I'm scratching to it, and it's like almost less latency actually.
I don't know what just happened.
Illstylus, you are sharing your screen again. There we go.
Now
you know that when I using Discord, what I found to be the most successful was, someone sources the music to like whoever's going to be scratching or rhyming over it, and then I would essentially like not hear that person, but then they would at least hear everything that's going on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And then then the final product sounds in time, but in terms of actual use, it could sometimes be a little.
You got your thing on again. There you go. I don't know. You go ahead, Kev. Get your scratch on. Go ahead.
Right.
Ooh. Yeah, you hear the scratching. Put the beat back on.
I don't think you guys can hear that.
We heard the beat a little bit, and then it went off, but we could hear you scratching.
It's connected to my actual sound card down there, the bigger one, and I have to route it to here, so you guys can hear the beat as well.
We just heard the beat.
Yeah, we heard the beat earlier.
Heard the beat, yeah, and then it cut off, yeah.
Right now, let me try.
There's the beat.
Yep.
There you go. Right. And back. Hopefully you're not flopping me this time, because I'm wearing this flip t-shirt, so no flopping.
Nice.
Nice.
That was dope. Wait, you started 2017?
Yeah.
That's what.
Wow.
So how's it going, Vekked?
He's a
Sheesh.
natural,
Good.
man.
Yeah.
That's
I can
scratching
tell
was-
you've been practicing.
He's a natural, yo.
Wait, now I cannot hear you guys.
For
Sorry.
somebody who's only been doing it for 4 years, man. Come on, man. No.
Jeez.
Yeah. There you go. Now I
That
can
was
hear you guys back.
Great job.
Nice.
Thanks.
Good stuff.
My hand kind of freeze. I haven't scratched today. I just wake up and take a shower, eat breakfast, and straight here. So yeah.
So he was just warming up.
Yeah, warming up. Just warming up.
First cuts of the day.
First cuts in the day. Exactly.
Absolutely,
I should
man.
have scratched it.
Anybody else want to try it? They got to look like Illstylus. He's trying, but you gotta, when you put your screen on it, just shows Q-Bert for some reason. It doesn't.
Yeah,
you
Q-Bert's
gotta put it
pinned, I
down.
think. Actually, I have to run right now. But thank you again for having me, and good seeing all you guys. And yeah.
You ain't going, man. You ain't going nowhere. You gotta stretch, homie.
Uh-oh.
I don't even have right now. I have my synthesizer and all these guitar pedals hooked up.
Bullshit. Come on, man. Let's go.
That's
I'll see you
my-
stretch.
Yeah, no, I'm in.
I gotta go right now. Come on, let's go stretch.
So
I
that's
can't.
what's your up been like after off from every social media, even you're not active on Discord here. I never seen you before on the Discord, even just like an active.
Oh, are you
one.
talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I deleted all the apps off my phone and everything. I'm coming back though this week, but I was in the mountains. You know, I was in the mountains trying to level up.
Awesome.
It's always
So
good to get
you're
away
like-
once in a while, you know.
Exactly.
Need that break.
It's level up season right now. There's nothing else to do. So.
I like your shirt, by the way. I like your shirt.
What's that?
I love that shirt, Beck. That's
Yeah,
pretty
heck
dope.
yeah.
Back, man, yo, I gotta set up a time when y'all can, but I gotta do it like how Q-Bert said, where everybody can go on and just rock instead of talk.
Yeah, I didn't realize that that is like we
No, I just
could do
wanted
a
to
scratch
vibe.
thing because I would set it up. I have like I can't, my laptop's not good enough to run streaming and audio at the same time, so I have to use 2 laptops.
All right, no, I'm saying like this is to break the ice for this. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like get other people's in the future too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and down the line, you know what I mean? And we could just y'all just rock. You know what I'm saying? Like, when Q, you said you got your thing on Twitter, right? Where you got DJs rock with you on there.
Twitch.
On Twitch, twitch.tv/DJ Q-Bert. I go on there and I go to everybody's page and I scratch with them, like whatever. They don't even know I'm on. Like they'll be playing their music and I'm scratching on their shit.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's,
Awesome.
practice all these different genres. It's amazing. And then it's funny too because it's like when they do find out, they're like, "Oh shit!" They start scratching with me. They'll do the question and answer shit. It's dope. We call it stream jacking.
I love it.
Nice.
No, but we're definitely, Jake, definitely will plan it. You know, I got a bunch of other DJs that wanted to get in today, but they tell me it was too short notice for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, boom.
Word.
And you know what I mean? That's why I said, like I said, everybody watching here, make sure you follow the producer's corner and we follow back and we just build with each other all on this. You know what I mean? Like, because we're not going nowhere. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Yeah, the same thing happened against Stylus. The same thing happened. The screen comes on. I think you're hitting the wrong thing or something.
Prolifix, do that shit, man. Prolifix got some ill scratches.
No, I'm just trying to keep up, like, with everyone here. So,
I mean, anybody got the
You got your own shit, man. What you talking about?
Where's Tat? Tat, where's your turntables? They're not even around.
Okay. Catch you guys later.
Under
Bye-bye.
construction.
Under construction.
Yeah, every time you do that, Illstylus. I think you're hitting the wrong thing. I think that's all it is. You gotta hit. You're hitting share screen. You're not hitting share audio. What you do is hit the share screen and hit advanced, and hit music or computer sound only. That's what you gotta do. What up, Rocco? My partner's in the building. He finally came in. Everybody, that's my partner, Rocco.
Hey, I've been in here. I've been listening, just not visible. What's going on?
That's my partner.
Geometrix, what do you guys? What's the new combos you guys teaching in the school?
And again,
what's the new combos you guys teaching at the school?
oh man, we're not that advanced, but I mean, like the most that we've been teaching our kids are like, you know, like up to like a 2-click flare, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's up to them to like really like figure out like, you know, different combos.
What about Chmielix?
A lot of them are like definitely just more into like just mixing, and a lot of them are getting into like production too. But like the ones that are scratching, we're actually, since it's a music, you know, we're under a music school umbrella, we've really tried to create bands too. So we put DJs into like bands and have them like really teach them how to like really think like a producer and help create like sort of, you know, like they're bringing in like samples, they're bringing in finger drumming, like a lot of like drumming scratches, you know, all that. So
about FMD or Chmielix.
Sometimes
what do combos?
I sometimes do like individual courses with people. For example, Vazi and Panjaras are my students. So and what combos? Well, I try to teach people to. The first thing is I try to teach people is to like use their record hand properly. So to make basically this move. For me, it's like the most important move, and it hurts sometimes when you start to practicing it. But people, after a week of practicing it, they thank me for it because they get, you know, very, very quicker and stuff like that. Yeah. So basically, that's what I try to teach, and I'm not trying to teach like particular combos because I think everyone should get there by themselves. But the know-how is what I try to teach.
Yeah, that's the big thing, is like just making sure their fundamentals are just rock solid, and then, you know, it's up to them to choose how to like really use those fundamentals and advance it, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that movement right there, man, helps with the tears as well. So
yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna sign off, guys, because it's like 4:30 a.m. here.
Oh wow.
Oh man, wow.
Yeah, I have the same problem.
So
I also have to give up.
The European.
Where's everybody going?
I just start my day.
It's only what is it, 7:30 where you're at, Q-Bert? 7:30 p.m.
Yeah, I want to get into the combos, into the nerd shit. Everybody's leaving now.
But thanks for having me. Peace out.
FMD.
If you do it next time, just hit me up. I'm down anytime.
Okay.
Me too,
brother.
Bye.
Peace out.
So when you guys are scratching, what are you guys thinking of when you're scratching? Like, what's your when you guys are scratching, what are you thinking of? For us, when we're thinking of scratching, we're rhyming, we're MCs. You we're thinking of like rapping and shit. What are you guys thinking of when you scratch?
That's one of the things that we teach our students, especially when they're in our scratch curriculum, is like, you know, we're doing a Q&A with like a rap song, you know, just like, or, you know, just like think of it like a lyric, you know, when you're scratching.
Right. So we're making the scratches rhyme and shit, and it's like,
yep,
that's important. I think I love the producers, because we got to make our own beats to rap to. It's like a lot of good MCs, they make their own beats too. Rock Marciano, Madlib, you know, Jay Dilla, them, they know it's like they gotta have that canvas and shit, or else like they're rapping, but then the beats are whack and don't sound right.
I think a lot of rap DJs do produce. You know what I mean? I think that's where it started from the gate of that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yo, I'm up here talking unmuted. So I was going to say, it's like a singer. When you singing, you got to know what note you're going to hit, or how you're going to sing the note before you hit it. So how y'all know how y'all going to scratch it? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's practice or if it's just improvising. You get to that point. How you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's practice. It's practice. Like, chicken, it's all hands. You already know the melody you're gonna make right before. It's like speaking. You already know what you're gonna say like a split second before you do it.
Because I don't even know if it's the same thing as even freestyling and MCing. I don't even know if it's like that.
Yeah.
It's the flow. Like if you're a rapper, you think of like the flow. It's like, you know, the way you're rapping is like, you know, like think of scratching.
I am
it's
a
the
rapper,
flow
but, you know,
of like a verse, you know.
Yeah, but yeah, I am a rapper. But when you on the beat, it's like you could say the same pattern, or you could choose to try and double time or triple time it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But
you know what? You know, it's kind of like, I imagine it kind of like, especially for MCing, it's like when you freestyle as an MC, you think of like an easy way is to think of the end bar rhyme, right? Like you have your end rhyme that you want to go with. Now you don't know what you're going to say in the beginning yet, right? But you know where you want to end already, right? And like that process of already knowing where you want to end up, and now you're like, okay, so here's where we're going. And now this is what's going to take me there, kind of thing. I feel like, you know, that's kind of like how I would imagine the analogy for MCing kind of working out, right? Because you already are kind of leading yourself up to where you want to be.
Yeah, it's like we'll make a shape and we'll play with that shape. Like a shape is a rhyme. Like I'll do a shape real quick. I don't know if can you guys hear that?
Yeah.
I'll go chica. I'll do ooh ah it, and I just keep playing with that shape, and that's the rhyme. You hear that shape? It's going. Ooh, ah,
Yeah. It's scat.
Yeah,
you're scatting, baby. You know what I mean? Like you're scatting on that melody line, right?
Right. It's like a pattern you see on the wall, and it can just get flipped, and different varieties of that pattern.
Sure.
It's like a melted rhyme, a melted. You know what I'm saying? Like just fucking playing with that shape in different ways.
When you say combos, why do you use the word combos? Because I use combos, but I'm a nerd and I use it because of fighting games. You know what I mean?
It's the same thing.
Oh, it's the same thing for you, and because
like
of fighting
for
games?
like you're combining like 2 or 3, 4, you know, different like moves or something. Same thing with scratches. It's like you take certain like basic scratch, like a lot of the advanced scratches are like combos of basic scratches.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome.
And then just put it into like one melodic phrase, and it creates like sort of like that, like a new type of sound. You just combine it like scratches to create like one phrase, you know?
Yeah. I love it.
But it's like if you're trying to figure out, like, you know, think of it like you know, at the end of the day, like turntables are also percussive instruments. So it's like a lot of like if you want to like mimic something like a lot of like the Congo players or like a lot of like percussion players, you know, a lot of the patterns, drums, you know, like drummers, a lot of the patterns that they do, you can recreate that on turntables by scratching like certain things to mimic those patterns.
Hey guys, on the topic of flow, really quick, I know Q's mentioned this in the past. Hanging out with or listening to lyricists that have a particular flow that's unique, right? I'll share a quick story. So I used to hang out with Peace from Freestyle Fellowship, and he's mentioned Q before, where he's like, "Yo, man, you know why Q is so dope?" I'm like, "Why, dude?" He's like, "Cause that motherfucker hangs out with crazy ass fools like me, like just crazy flow, you know, people that just flow naturally." And so I've discovered that hanging out with even with MCs, and you know, you'll hear their flow and like, let me try to emulate that flow, or vice versa. They hear your flow and then they freaking throw words to that. It's just amazing. So that's definitely something that has helped me throughout the years. And I don't know if a lot of people, you know, experience the same thing or not.
Yeah, when like you're in the zone and you got that, and then you just keep repeating that shit. You playing with that fucking melody and shit in different rhythms. And it's like, there it is and shit. It's like if it was that simple, we should have fucking learned that when we was kids. Otherwise, it was like, let's just smoke some weed and try to fucking get high. And it's like you don't need to do that anymore. When you learn the science behind it, it's like, oh, you gotta have a fucking melody. You gotta learn your rhythms. You gotta swing it. You gotta learn the fucking different numbers and shit. It's all math. Math and spirituality.
Stylus, go ahead, scratch, go ahead, go ahead, get it on.
Illstylus.
Go ahead. You guys make me not want to scratch no more shit, man.
Go ahead, fire them up, Stress.
Very epic.
I ain't scratching in front of none of y'all.
No, I gotta give it up to Q, man. Like one of the best lessons I've learned, like watching from like the Scratch documentary, was this Scratch documentary or like Battle Sounds? I don't know which one it was.
Scratch documentary was dope, yo.
But it was like using silence or pause, like, you know, as music or as a note, you know, like you can have like all these like crazy like combos, but like, you know, the music comes from like just like that brief little break and then pause. I've used that like lesson like for the longest time now, just to like get some of those like jazzy, you know, soulful patterns, you know.
Yo, Q, when you watch yourself on Scratch, do you like, yo, I'm better than that, or you thought you were dope then too?
Oh my god, that shit was whack as fuck. I learned so much. Like,
and you'll kill me then and shit. I'm like, yeah, where you pushed, you had your own statue and you pushed your statue down and you started scratch. That shit, yeah, I remember that. That movie, too. I like that Scratch movie. I could watch it right now again. Like I watched the.
They should make a part 2 of that. That'd be dope.
Updated version, yeah.
Hell yeah. You that was 20 years ago?
Woo! Was it? Damn.
What year was it? 2001 or 2000, right? Like
it debuted 2000.
Right,
I think
it's 20-year anniversary right now. I should tell them so they can make another movie. That's pretty dope. Dang.
Because it came out around, didn't they come out like around like ScratchCon?
Yeah, 2000. That was
yeah, it was 2000.
Yeah, when I used to live in that house. Yeah, that was 2000. Yeah.
2001.
That
I
was
just
still one of the
bought-
best experience I've ever had, like just being at ScratchCon in San Francisco, 2000. It was just amazing
Yo,
experience.
That what you just said, Geometrix, about that silence. Some musician called what was it? A pregnant question? It was like, and then you answer the question, and then you finish the sentence. You see how I paused right there? It was like, and then I went to the bathroom to take a shit. You know what I mean? Like they call it the fucking the pregnant. I forgot the word for that. It's like that pause.
Oh, that's interesting.
Pregnant question or pregnant sentence. I forgot what that was. Like, I don't know. You know what I
I
mean?
gotta look
right?
that up.
You can suck my motherfucking dick.
Is Stress like lockout? Out of his own show.
I don't know what he's doing.
He's doing a long pause right now.
Yeah, he's in the pregnant, whatever we call it.
I don't know what he's doing.
So when you guys first started Scratch, were you able to start on Tech 12s, or did you have to start off with like some cheaper, less stable equipment?
I had the one where you know, I don't know if you've seen that, but there's like this spindle in the middle where you can stack a gang of records on it, and they
Yes.
go down. Yeah, I had one. I started off on one of those.
With the rubber platter?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
it was luckily that was a direct drive, so we're talking earlier. You guys were talking earlier. You cut out the slip mats. I cut my slip mat out. And it was a direct drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious. Like, when did everybody get their first techniques?
I had a Gemini bell drive, and then I tried this linear tech, which didn't really work that well. So I went through a number of different pieces before I got my Tech 12.
I had a linear tech like belt direct drive that's
Yeah.
like when you pick up the tone arm, it automatically starts the platter. So it's like not a manual, you know. I used to hate that.
Yeah.
I got my first set, I think, in '98, and I used to be a real technique snob for the longest time. And it's only recently, the past few years, that I've learned the joys of ultra pitch and how much it changes your ability to cut. Like, I don't understand how come techniques slept on that, to tell you the truth. Like, in all their newest turntables, there's still no.
They're still sleeping on it. I mean, like the newer techniques, it's like, come on, man, like get with the times here.
Yeah, I always felt like like Tech 12s are like, you can go to any Adidas store anywhere in the world and get a pair of size 12 shell toes, and they're gonna fit. And like it's about learning on the gear that you're most likely to use. For me, for the longest time, but now I just take my own turntable. I don't know. Not every situation's good like that, but yeah, definitely there's better decks out there than Tech 12s. You wouldn't have heard me saying that 10 years ago, though.
10 years ago, that was like blasphemy.
Well, what techniques? I mean, what turntables are you talking about that are good?
Which one?
What all good? What turntables are all good?
You know what? Is I got a Vestax PDX 3000 that I love. Actually, the same one you used at Shambhala that year, with a little wobble in the platter. I'm starting to get. See, I had a kid come over for a lesson right now, and I use this Stanton, but I don't love it because I'm always accidentally hitting the start-stop button. I'm always accidentally hitting the reverse. I ain't even fucking first world problems, but I really love the Vestax ones.
150?
Say what?
Is that a Stanton 150?
It is, yeah.
Is it a straight arm? Oh, those are dope right there. Those are fucking
It's
super
dope.
dope.
It's super heavy though. You don't want to be taking this out gigging.
No, you need that in the studio. That's a good one for production right there. That's what I use.
Yeah.
For production.
I know that's Jake's favorite too. I read an article he wrote one time about. Actually, Jake, he's not here anymore, is he? But Vekked wrote this really good article about all the different turntables out there, and I think that's the one that he picked as his favorite, is the Stanton.
If I had to have a studio and pick one turntable, it would be that one.
Interesting. There it is.
I wouldn't pick it outdoors. That thing is heavy. The guy, the inventor of that turntable, he said Yeah, I don't know why, but he said he wanted to make sure if you drop the turntable off a 3-story building, it will still work. I don't know what that fucking.
Oh my god.
Why?
What if it lands? If it lands on the arm,
Uh.
it ain't gonna work if it lands on the arm. You know what I mean? I mean, I know, Mike. That's crazy. Like, yo,
Yeah. No.
What
I
was
mean,
what was your first?
Yeah.
What was your first turntables you ever had?
Fisher Price.
I had these ones called MCS for wood. They were wood. They were MCS. They had the S curl. They had the pitch. You never heard you know the MCS? You never heard of MCS turntables? Yeah, you're gonna make me show you a picture and shit. They were like because I couldn't afford 1200s. They were too expensive in the 80s. They were like $400 or $500 now. You know what I mean? Like, yo, back then, like
I had to get mine at pawn shops. That's where I got my
Yeah,
first.
same here.
Same here. I got my first set of busted Geminis from a pawn shop.
I had Geminis too, but then plastic ones I used. Remember back in the source when they were selling shit in the back of the source magazine or all the magazines.
Yep,
But
those packages.
Yeah, I got the
DJ in the
shit was
box.
trash.
Yep,
yo.
yep. DJ. It was trash. It was so trash.
Oh no,
The
everybody
techniques,
started
man, it
with
still lasts a
the-
long time. I'm still rocking up my pawn shop, like one of them. I say how like one of my pawn shop 1200s that have like,
I
you
still
know,
got
I mean,
those.
I've fixed up here and there like throughout the years, but it still works.
Like I don't even currently have. Well, I have one Audio Technica that I use for sampling. And you know, as far as scratches on my beat tapes, I've been using this little Newmark controller, but I'm dying to get another set of turntables.
Craigslist.
Yo, Q-Bert got like 27 turntables. That's what we were saying last time.
I think it's double that.
Yeah, he's still counting.
How much?
Q, how many octagons do you have now?
This one.
He's got a warehouse somewhere with like 100 stacks of turntables just sitting there waiting.
You never thought about like creating your own turntables? You never like
He did.
Oh, yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
You got
UFO.
that circle one, right? Yo, you so where is it? You got it?
Funny you would say that. Yeah.
No, I do remember that. I don't know, but the mixer shit. We need a Q-Bert mixer.
We're trying to. Actually, it's millions of dollars, so we're working on it. But it's gonna happen though.
Yeah, whatever happened to the one that you introduced, like I guess a few years ago at NAMM, and with the screen, with the monitor on there?
Yeah, we can make a cheap version, or we can make a multi-million-dollar version. So it's like it gets pricey when you want to make some shit like that. But there's also a cheap way to make it too. If you just make a box and put an iPad in it, and you get you can control this shit with an iPad. And that's the thing. You can be that cheap too. Because that is super possible.
That's what you need to
Like an
do.
open source type thing.
Oh man.
Have everybody just make it themselves.
Yeah, that's pretty much. I'm letting the secret out right now. If you want a computer in your mixer, there's a fucking program called it's a new program. There's where you got Tractor, Serato, and that other one. What's that new one that just came out?
Record Box.
Not Record Box. There's another one that's like
Virtual
pretty
DJ.
damn accurate. Well, yes. That virtual DJ. You get,
Okay.
This is the secret right here. You get that program, put it in your iPad, make a box, and stick some faders in it. You got a fucking computer in your mixer.
Have you guys seen the new version of Virtual DJ?
I haven't.
Shit is fucking
That
dope.
shit
You
is
can take out all the acapellas, you can isolate the beats.
All
and
the
you take
channels.
out, you grab all the instruments. It's fucking dope.
It's amazing. You can create like your own acapellas. Like you can easily do like. I know one of my guys, DJ As One, he did a video recently for Virtual DJ, and I mean, he took like Rock Creek Park and he turned into an acapella and blended into I forgot what it was, but I was like, wait a minute, I never heard of a Rock Creek Park acapella before. What the fuck, man? And it was sick. I was like, yo, Art, man, like I need that acapella, man. That I'd never heard anything like that before.
I've seen Lazy Boy doing some dope shit with that virtual DJ too. Like you can separate things into stems almost.
Yeah.
There's an open source program called Splitter, and if you go to their website, it says that a virtual DJ uses that.
Ooh.
Yeah, C-Flow has its own like software called Stemverter, where it's like, yeah, you take like a song and just plug it in there, and then it creates stems for you.
Yeah.
What's how you spell that?
Stem verter. ST stem and then verter. It's like converter, like stem verter.
PER what?
Stem STEM and then VERTER. Stem verter.
PERV what?
Stem.
PRVE what?
English is my second language. Turntablism my first language. I only speak
Is that
Scratch,
correct?
homie.
Only speak Scratch.
Fluent.
Is this correct? Stem verm
Verter.
or
Like converter. Verter.
oh,
Stem verter. Okay, yeah, stem verter with V.
I'm going to look it
Yeah,
up. right now.
Cflow came out with that like last year, I think, and it's a dope software. But it's yeah, for production and everything, that it definitely helps out.
Yo, Prolifix, what's up? What's the new combos you're working on right now?
Oh man, I don't work on
Prolifix is
combos.
a genius strategy, by the way. I gotta give you props. Prolifix.
Thank you, dude. I just try to emulate a lot of your stuff, and it's like, all right, I can't do Q-Bert stuff, but I'll do my own version of that.
I'm a student, man. I be fucking studying your shit too.
Vice versa, man. We've had this conversation before. It's like, dude, like, do you always study? And you're like, heck yeah. So for me, I don't really practice, honestly, a lot at all. When people ask me how often you practice, I'm like, maybe once a month or every couple of months. So the only time I really start scratching is at a competition. Like, okay, I have a battle coming up. All right, I'm gonna start working on putting something together. But aside from that, it's like, I'm a working man, family man. I got priorities. So scratching is something I have a love and passion for. And so, at the same time with this whole COVID deal, it's like, you don't get to connect with people. I'm more of a in-person type of individual, not a big Zoom fan personally. So, I can't wait for all this crap to pass over and start having sessions again. I'm sorry?
You got turntables in front of you?
I think I have my portable somewhere, but I gotta break it out.
I want to hear you scratch again. Now I really like it.
Yeah, last time Q and I had a show at a drum and bass club, and Q freaking killed it. First time ever hearing him.
You were fucking awesome too, bro.
Oh, thank you. No,
sound check. I was like, oh shit, that sounds pretty dope.
Dude, that shit was on a controller too, so thank you.
No, I know it's why I was like, woo, good. I was like, oh, that kind of. If I had to get a controller, I would get that. And then what's the brand of that and the number?
That's the SRT Pioneer 1000, but there's some other stuff coming out that's way better than that. So
what's the best one right now as far as controller?
Currently out right now that
accurate?
Well, surprisingly, SRT is pretty accurate. A lot of people don't realize that you could adjust the curve even more on that fader. It's not a user-friendly way to curve it. You have to like literally YouTube the how-to video how to do it. But once you adjust the curve on that, it cuts so much better.
Ladder does it spin or no?
No, on that it's just traditional CDJ type of controller.
Yeah, the Rain one is the only one that I think that spins right now, like with the platter.
Well, as a standalone, as a one unit, yes. But then Denon has their little also turntable that spins, and I haven't had an opportunity to mess with that. But a lot of the students at the Beat Junkie School and like Flip Flop have mentioned to me like nothing but positive things about that.
What's the name of that?
Didn't the NS7 spin? Or am I
Well,
mistaken?
Newmark had that one back in the day, the
CDX
2000, and that works almost as good as the Reigns. I'm like, when the 12s came out, I was like, okay, it's kind of cool, but it's not that different from a.
I'm surprised nobody used the CDX a lot, because like that what's amazing about that CDX is it's like almost like it has like that MIDI capability, like sort of like the Vestax controller one. Where you can actually play like connect the controller to it and just change the speed and the pitch of the turntable.
I'm just gonna slide my little Newmark.
I'm surprised
back over
nobody
here and
used
put it
the
away.
CDX for that purpose.
For real. Somebody gifted me one recently. It's sitting in a box out in the backyard here.
Dude, CDX turntables are
really good
really
for
cool.
teaching.
Like a controller, MIDI controller to it, man. Start using it like a controller one.
You know, the issue with that turntable is the actual drive. You know, the disk drive. A lot of them started messing up. So that's really what took that turntable under, is it wasn't really that reliable. People constantly kept having issues with, you know, rejecting
Check
CDs and stuff.
Unearthing some shit in mom's backyard here. Hold on. What's inside? Oh, well, there it is. Fucking oldest
One
case
dope
ever.
idea though, on that turntable, you could actually install a hard drive and just have endless files in it on the turntable.
Damn, that's crazy.
That's dope.
Oh shit, there it is. Upside down and fucking collecting dust here. Little water damage on that bad boy.
Oh my god.
Oh, I had one of those. Those are fucking accurate for CD scratching. Super
I'll
accurate.
actually pull it out and clean it up. You guys inspired me. Oh shit, it's dusty. Fucking rotted out old road case here. Crazy.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Welcome to the jungle, Rick.
Oh man.
Wait, what other relics do you have in?
Oh, you wouldn't even believe it. So, I've had so many donations of things. I've never used this thing. There it is.
That's accurate for CD scratching. That's super accurate.
I was
It's hard to
disappointed
find.
when Rain came out with their Rain 12, and I was expecting that type of performance on that turntable.
It's fucking dusty. I'm glad you guys are here to see that unearthing. Yeah. Oh.
No, that thing, that's nice.
It's a DJ archaeology exhibit.
Got a little, I mean, look. I should plug this shit in. I'll take it in, see if it still starts up.
It's dope.
I don't think it will.
I was just surprised nobody used it that way, you know, like a true instrument.
Well, that's what got me thinking about it, is seeing Vekked doing that stuff. He's in the den and his Franken scratch or whatever. And DJ Code out of Germany, he does something on
Brace
that,
Brace
like
does that with,
box.
like, you know.
Oh yeah, see if it fucking starts up. That'd be cool.
The DJ Expo is coming up like in a couple of weeks, and possibly NAMM next year. What do you guys think are some of the newer equipment that's going to come out that's going to make some noise?
Oh, I already seen some of the stuff that's coming out, so I'm excited.
The Q-Bert mixer. The Q-Bert mixer.
What are they?
I'll get the Q-Bert mixer. I'll buy it because I need a new mixer. You know what I mean? So like,
I think NAMM's gonna be super cool if they have it. We're gonna see a lot of new toys for sure.
Is the 8-track mixer, is it real good? Is it just like almost the same, or
got that
And
fader
that's what
effects?
It has really cool fader effects from what I've seen.
Shit.
So how could he get one and Q-Bert you couldn't get one? Like, I don't understand. Like,
I was talking to them at the same time, and then I guess they chose 8-tracks for right now, and then they'll probably go mine later or something.
that's what they can afford doing his, right? Because you want too much cheapers, right?
They can't afford the $1 million mixer.
I wanted to, when he did a Rain 70, I wanted to do a Rain 69.
It's a moment of truth.
That was a serious
shit.
meeting,
It works.
Turns on. Wow.
It works.
It works.
Wow.
Fucking A. Newmark, slept on.
You should change the slip mat on that thing too.
Yeah, it looks like it's got a thick one of these thick foamy ones.
You guys, the one time Newmark, I like Newmark a lot better than Gemini. You know what I mean? Like, back
No,
when it was-
Gemini had this one good one. It was like black with the kind of little dimples on the side. Straight arm. Had up to like, it had like a 16 up to 16% pitch. I can't remember. I had one of those. Yeah. Anyway.
Man. We'll continue. I'm gonna stop recording, but we can continue talking because I don't want to have like a 4-hour thing. If Q wants to start doing the thing, I'll do it different. I'll do it recorded different. I'm gonna end this right now, and we're gonna keep talking behind the boards. 30. You guys, you're in our ears that are watching.
I got one question for Tat Money.
All right, go ahead. Tat, where you at?
Where you at, Tat? I need to know when you guys sampled off records, what kind of mixer and turntable
Let me
do
get.
you guys use?
I'm gonna text him. Hold on. He's not there for some reason. Hold on. All right, I just texted him. Yo, you guys never met in person, Q-Bert? You and Tat?
I think I might have met him just once, probably like one at some kind of seminar or some shit. But yeah, that was a good question you asked. It was cat money, code money, cash money. Like, what's up with that?
Yeah, I
That's
used to
pretty cool.
wonder that. Yeah, when
It's a Philly thing, huh?
I used to remember that. Used to ask that shit. You know, Cold Money was dope too, right?
Woo! Yeah, that's how you call it. PSK was it the DJ? That's
Schoolie D. Yeah, Schoolie D. DJ. Yeah, like
That's
yeah.
the question. Okay, it was a 909. What was the echo machine to make the fucking drums big like that on that song?
I don't know.
You know
That's
what I'm
what
talking
that drum machine he's talking about. Do you have that one?
PSK making that green, that fucking drums on that.
They said the way they
That's
was mixing it. That's how they. Yeah.
Who what?
They said it's the way they mixed it in the studio. They were all high or something. I saw Schoolie, yeah, and he said that they left it and they heard it later on and they just left it like that, yo.
Woo! That's the shit.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's what Ice-T said. He got his whole idea from that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's the shit right there, huh?
It's,
yeah, that's the question. I want to ask.
Yeah,
I want to know if he knows the answer. Who's the producer for that? You think was that Cold Money or Schoolie D?
Schoolie was most. I heard Schoolie say because I went to Schoolie's crib a long time ago and I interviewed him. He told me he produced.
You asked him that question?
Huh?
Did you ask him that question? How he made that?
I did. I think that's. What, see, hold on. Let me call Tab. Maybe he's.
That's what he said. That's the answer.
His phone. You might see me calling his phone. Watch. See how it just went blank because I'm calling him. See, like
how to make them heaters.
Somebody just left, right?
PSK making that green. People always say, "What the hell does that mean?" I want to know how the fuck they made that echo. It's just a 909, simple as 909 drum machine.
See, I just hung up. He's not.
Man, I want to know that answer so bad.
You know, I was trying to get Swift to come in again. I guess he's doing something with his apartment. Shout out to fucking Rob Swift, man. He don't always fucking muscle bound and shit too, man. He's a bodybuilder dude, bodybuilder DJ.
Brolic on huh?
Yeah, Brolic. Yeah, yep, Brolic. Yep. And Mr.
So what do you think? That's a 909, and then he just put it through a gang of reverb, or what? What is that?
I think that's what he said. He said that they were all smoking and stuff, and they fucking, and then the next day they went back and listened to it, like, we gotta fix it. They're like, nah, leave it the way it is. That shit sounds dope, yo. Like, that's far as I remember. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, because I'm a studier. I love the history. We all do love the history of the art. I mean, like, yo, like.
I remember I walked in a club in New York and they were playing that. I was so used to just hearing regular ass, stupid ass commercial music, but then I was like, God, they're playing a fucking dirty ass PSK beat in the club and it sounded so good and shit. And all the breakers were dancing. It was just shit. Oof.
You cleaning that thing up, huh? You got the wind that
it took it. It's like it's cleaning up real good. All this, there's kind of this white crusty shit, and it just comes right off. Little fucking wet wipe there, boom.
Oh wow!
Shit, guys.
Wow.
You're witnessing the reverb or something there. That's fucking.
Oh, you should see how much it's selling.
That's caked on, man.
Yeah.
I don't have any control CDs, or I don't have any CDs at all to fucking put in this shit to hear it.
Give me your address.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Anyway, I'll keep cleaning. You guys keep talking.
Yeah, man.
Amazing.
Yo, that
so this is one of the things too. Like it came like old student gave it to me. Oh shit.
This is a super question.
So exactly that was it? You put a CD in it, or what is it? It doesn't have
it's a CD player.
Right?
Old school CD scratcher, the most accurate one.
But like the platter moves like a turntable, and then you can scratch like a
hey man,
a regular turntable.
So,
but what's cool about it is it's got like MIDI capability. You can plug in a MIDI.
When Rain heard that Q was coming through, put some of these things. Yeah, I'll keep cleaning.
But yeah, going back to that CDX, you can actually plug in a MIDI keyboard controller to it, and then you can actually change the speed of the platter by just pressing like the notes.
What?
So when you're like scratching, you can actually, or like if you're playing like a tone, you can actually play like a regular keyboard instrument.
I did not know
That's
that.
not an
It has
interesting type of
different,
reloops.
like a Vestax Controller 1, where you can change the speed of it by pressing certain buttons to create like notes.
I'm getting that back.
You got to get the front of it too. You see the new.
That's why I'm surprised nobody used it in that capacity. Just like a regular, like just like a true instrument.
Yo, you hold on to that for like another 10 years, it might be worth a lot of money, man.
You do it on the reloop turntables now. They got a keyboard on the reloop turntables now.
Yeah, the reloops are the ones that's MIDI capable.
Yeah, and they got the keys so you can even like play it like the.
Yeah, they got
controller.
like little
One.
they got buttons to change like
Yeah,
the
right on the turntable and shit.
actually it has like a full scale, I guess.
Wow.
So I got a question. You got a 2500. What's better, 2500, MPC 60, or MPC 3000 out of those three? If you had to pick one.
I can't even tell you because I never even used the other ones, and my first
For
shit was
modern day
ASMR.
2500.
Yeah, but Doc, have you ever used a 3000 or the 60?
Yeah, I would use them for very specific purposes, but there's no way that you're going to have that be a center of your studio when they use zip drives. You know what I mean? Like at least with the 2500, you still have compact flash and you can go through USB and have it act as a hard drive, and it just allows you to. And the 2500 has JJOS available with the custom operating system.
I got the JJOS. Yeah.
So like the JJOS that's on here allows this machine that's 15 years old to still have real-time chopping like an MPC Live that came out last year does, right? But there's no custom operating system for a 3000 or a 60. So you would buy them specifically for hardware tonality because they are originally Roger Lynn pieces, right? So if you want that like Roger Lynn style like hardware, right, then you can go for like the hardware selection. But I think if you are actually looking for an MPC to have as a part of your everyday use, a 2500 just is more practical, technologically speaking.
Okay. The question is, what sounds better out of those three?
What
Yeah,
sound?
I was wondering about like
you
the
don't
different
count
versions of the MPCs.
Yeah,
Different from
I'll
each
put
other.
2500 probably last on the sound.
Yeah, 2500 goes last in that category. Absolutely.
Yeah, like yo.
Yeah.
What do you think, Q-Bert?
I like the. I would grab my 3000.
Yeah.
Because it's just thicker and shit. That's
Yeah.
like Jay Dilla sound. If you like that.
I'm gonna tell you this: when Premiere switched from the 60 to the Renaissance, I can tell the difference in his sound. Yo.
Yes. I told him that, and he said, oh no, it's faster to make beats like this. Q. I was like, nah, that's not the point. I want to hear that 60 sound.
Yeah, you don't sound like it was sounding when he had that 60, right? It's like kind of when Pete went from the 1200 to the 2000 XL. Remember Pete had the 1200? Yeah. Because when Pete Rock dropped that shit with Raw Digger, the R, the A, the way that fucking beep, the way that fucking SP1200 was sounding going into the Pro Tools, sounded crazy. You know what I mean? Because that fucking the dirty dust clarity was crazy. Like, yo, you know what I mean? I love that. I love the same with the Saga Begins with Rakim. You can hear it. You hear that shit? Fucking like, yo, I'm like, yo.
Well, Stress, you have the 2400. Wouldn't you say that the 1200 sounds better than 24? I mean, how do you compare the sound?
Of course. No, the 1200 is not this. The 24, the 1200 is gonna have a sound that's never gonna be emulated. I mean,
right?
You forgot the 1200, so like. You know,
I gotta say this much though: that little Zoom, the Zoom sampler, it almost sounds a little bit like the 1200. You know, talking about that little ass Zoom sampler.
Yeah, with the shit. What is it called? Q4? The Q? No, H.
I don't know. It's just called
they have a letter.
Sample thing. Zoom sample.
When did it come out?
That came out like what, 15, 20 years ago, but it sounds exactly like the SP1200. I was like, God, it's only like 200 bucks.
It's like a little multi-track guy, right? It's got the like little right?
Yeah, it's like you look on eBay, just type Zoom sample, and it's like this little ass secret weapon. It sounds just like a 1200. I'm like, what the fuck?
No, I'll tell you, the secret weapon right now for like just modern day shit. just because you mentioned the MPC 60, this thing, I've been swearing by this thing, man, for like just modern day on the go. The KO from Teenage Engineering.
Oh yeah.
Bro,
collected those. I collected
this
those.
guy is literally an MPC 60 in your pocket.
Which one is that one?
So out of the Teenage Pocket Operators, this one's called the Knockout. Okay.
Woo!
So
I'm getting
we
it,
call it the KO, or it's the
Yeah, we're
PO 33.
looking up it right now.
Dude, it's only $90, and I swear this thing, like, dude, you can literally just like, it's got an onboard microphone. So if I wanted to, I can just be like, and then like, right, you can just like go right into it and just start chopping away, adding beats and sample how you want. And so like that's how I made, like, you probably can't hear it on my microphone over there, but you know, you get to just jam on it.
The only thing I didn't like about it, Doc, is how you had to, like, you couldn't save nothing on it. You had to save it into your DAW.
Yes, that's the one
Once
downside.
you turn it off, you lose your beat and shit. You know what I mean? Like I need to not do that.
No, it definitely has its limitations for a $90 piece of equipment, but out of the if you can get by with you know, kind of, now I have like portable shit to allow myself to record. If you can just like portably record your data, you know, this thing I make like a couple beats a day on. Just caught.
So what is it like? Does it have like internal memory? It doesn't have like an SD card, that sort of thing, or
no, nothing like that. So like literally it's just a board. Like this is just the cover that you buy separately. So when you buy it, I'll even take it off just for example's sake. So when you buy it, this is what you buy.
Yeah.
Right. And then you get the case separately for it. And it just kind of slaps right over. And so there's no onboard memory. It's just got an in and an out 1/8 inch. And it's got 40 seconds of sample time. Okay. Woo! Which if you are like used to old school hardware, 40 seconds is more than enough, right? Because like the 1200, I think, had what, 12 seconds in total, something like that. And that's if you went mono, not even stereo, right? Like that's like mono.
You can speed up and shit, get more time and shit.
Right. So this has 40 seconds of sample time, and once you sample everything you want, so like, you know, one of the samples I have is right here, and that's like some sax, another like little part over there. I got drums down here, like, so each one of those lights that are red has a different sound on it right now, and you sequence it out like a standard step sequencer. And that's it. So like the only downside is that if you want to save that data, you have to run out of the 1/8 inch into an interface of some kind, right? Or like a portable recorder, anything like that. And then you press write, sound, and play, and it'll like send out the data signal. It sounds like, you know, it sounds like an old like Ethernet phone line, right? Like an old dial-up line. And it records that for like 3 minutes, and then that's how you save.
I got a question. So if can you tune it? Like if I play a fast beat and then slow it down to make it slow, it'll do that, right?
Correct. Yeah. Yes. You can 100%, yeah. You can tune, filter. It's got filters. It's got effects. It's got all kinds of shenanigans, bro. You know, like it's especially for like the minimalist, or if you're like a hardware geek, I honestly feel like that this just ticks all the boxes. The only downside is that there is no hardware on board for memory, like no onboard RAM.
Does not matter. I'm gonna throw that shit right into my Pro Tools. Boom.
You know, it's the best $90 you could ever spend for just like, and you know, I donate these to schools for the kids that I teach my program at. So like by the time that I leave, they have a couple computers to learn programming on, as well as you know, some ways to sample and make beats and shit. They love it.
When you tune it down, how are the artifacts?
So you definitely get some lo-fi crunch. You know what I mean? Like you definitely, I'm not gonna make it sound like you're getting total clarity and transposition.
I want the artifacts, yes.
Okay, yeah. Oh, dude, then you're gonna be in heaven, bro. Oh,
that's what I'm talking about.
It gets.
I want that shit.
You get all this nice, yeah, you get all these textures as you mess around with it. Like it, I wish I could show you guys a better, oh, you know what I can do? Well, I'm being silly.
Go throw an 808 in there and then slow it down. I want to hear that.
I forgot I have this here handy dandy studio in front of me. Weird. So
Doc, are you mainly using that for like ideas or even just creating like samples?
I've created full tracks that people have. All right, so like to give an example, I put out an album last month, and you know, some people obviously some favorite tracks are the ones I make on the MPC, and some tracks are some of my finger drumming stuff. But some of my most played stuff are actually beats that I made just on this alone.
Oh wow!
You know, like some people really, the beat that you heard earlier when I was doing the scratching was made purely on the KO.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So like,
What's the battery time on that?
About a month. with two triple A's, it'll last about a month to 2 months, depending on how much you use it.
Wow.
You guys, Energizers or Duracells, right?
Yo, it's fucking crazy. I don't know how they got it to do what this thing does. But what do I need to do here? Oh, I need to turn on the speaker.
He brought that over here and he was showing me that shit. And I was like, oh, that shit's dope.
Oh, it's awesome. Well, because when you, it's got the onboard effects on it. Man, I wish I could just get this case back on the way I had it.
How much does a case cost?
Oh, like eight. This one is like $8 that you can get straight from Teenage Engineering. But
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the one from Beatmaker's Boutique to get back in stock. They have one that looks like an MPC that they 3D printed, and you can actually like have this in like an MPC style case. Super dope. But yeah, so like pretty much this beat is only made on this.
I make this.
And then you have onboard effects.
It should be good, man. I mean, Teenage Engineering, man. That's the same company as that made the OP1, right?
What's up?
It's the same company that made the OP1, right?
Yeah, same company that made the OP1, correct? Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, I love it. And so like, yeah, so pretty much right here is like one sample. And then you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, kind of get it grooving on there. And then over here, you can take that and then copy it to the sample, the chop side, so that you can get. And then you can like tune it with like. You know what I mean? And just like kind of, yeah, it's ridiculous.
How many bits would you say that is? 16 bits?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, you're really running 44 or 116.
Think it's 16 is not like 12. It ain't got that dirty sound.
What's that thing called again?
It's called, so the series, because it can seem confusing. The series is called the Pocket Operator. They got like 10 of them, right? There's like an arcade version, a sub version, a little thing. So the Pocket Operator series, this is called the Pocket Operator 33 Knockout.
That's dope.
Right?
You know, like, oh yeah, that's sick, man. I'm just thinking, you know, like a calculator, you can put in the word boobies. I wonder what happens if you put that into that thing. What sound comes out?
Actually, I don't know if you guys noticed, but like
8008135.
There's little animations.
Boobies. Come on, man.
Like when you play it, actually, the little animations like perform.
That's so sick.
Yeah, see that's definitely.
But they owe you some money if people start buying.
And then just bro, all day. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, you convinced me. I might have to get one of those now.
dude, $90. That's it. You
That's
know,
crazy.
if for anybody
What up?
who has like a whole studio, you can't not get one. You know.
Intrigue.
What
is good?
What up? What up?
Yo, my fault. My timeline has been all jacked up. I left New York and came here back to Cali literally just a few hours ago, and the whole time I said, "Damn, don't worry, 3-hour difference. When I arrive, I'll be on at 12 midnight, and then I'll be coinciding with New York and just completely jacked up with 3 hours behind. Completely lost that. My fault, everyone.
We were placing bets what time you was gonna come on.
Yo, who won the bet? Who won the bet?
Q-Bert won.
Q?
I didn't know he's gonna come on in like 2 minutes and you came on.
Just an easy 10 minutes before we close out. What's good, everyone? What's good?
I'm gonna stop recording soon, but we ain't gonna close out.
Yeah,
I can't have 4 hours fucking shit.
Yeah,
You know?
stop recording so I can take my face. Jesus.
Tat probably. I think Tat's sleeping. Q. I think he fell asleep. It's like 7:30. Because you see the thing shake sometimes. He might have fell asleep with it all. I don't know. Yo, Tat.
Shit's shaking.
Definitely shout to Tat Money though. Tat Money was in there. Shout to everybody. There's a bunch of people up in here earlier. You know what I mean? And still DJs. Shout to all the DJs in here, man.
Yeah.
Really.
The amount of talent in the room is kind of intimidating.
If that's what you want. You want it, Timmy. That makes you better and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna do another DJ one in a couple months. So you guys better be ready to come in it again. You know what I mean? Like, boom, but get ready with your equipment. You know what I mean? So we can get the more action and shit and fucking talking. You know what I mean? Like,
Episode 33.
Yep.
Do it on episode 33 and 45.
Yeah, man, 33 and a third.
33. Okay. Yeah. Episode 33. That sounds like all right.
30,
so Q,
33 and a third.
Q, and I let you know. Remember, you gotta let me know if you can do it or not. Not to change it. If you can't.
Let's go.
Episode 3. I call it 33 BPM.
33 and a third.
Vinyl edition.
Yo, Stress, it's been good. I gotta head out. But this was definitely fun. This is like great hanging out with everybody here.
Oh, hold up. Let me stop recording. We're gonna stay on though. You know what I mean? But we here, you know what I mean? We gonna be back again. Episode 30 behind the boards. Salute. We still staying, but y'all gotta go. See y'all later, audience. Peace.
Yeah.